What's the lowest pitch you can do? You're quite a deep voiced man.
I got no range.
Really?
No.
What about you? What's the lowest you can go? I was practicing this the other day.
Go on, Fiona.
I can't do it, you're looking at me.
Whoa.
I mean, that's just your normal voice. Hello. Right, let's get straight into this
The
malarkey.
minute you said that, I was like, he's using that for his opener, isn't he?
Totally.
You fell into that.
Oh, definitely. So, last time we had a fairly busy session. Actually, we joined the party as they arrived on Mount Arnon.
Wait, we joined the party?
Yes, the party. As everybody explored the mountain, to start with, you making your way to boulder fields and villages where you found the remains of violence and destruction and some sort of activity that seems to have destroyed whatever settlement the Order was in previously, as well as finding a small encampment of creatures. These large, flabby, giant creatures that chased you around the island for a little bit, but through a combination of travelling up the mountain, Blue's special space usage, and various other tactics, you managed to sort of fight them off. You're actually quite alright. I can just see you like... After being given flight powers by Blue, Theren made his way to the top of the mountain, where...
Nothing happened.
He spent a little bit of time reflecting.
Oh.
The party waited for his return. He did come back right at the end of the flight spell, but luckily got back in time. And you all decided to attempt to make your way further up the mountain to find some sort of shelter that Carmian and Lady Riverwall... I've been saying in my head, wall. I'm going to get it.
I've realised what Riverwood is.
What?
It's the first village you visit in Skyrim.
Of course it is. There we go.
Of course
That's what it is.
Ingrained in our minds.
I've done that quest so many times. So many new characters. I wish you could just skip.
I have not played so.
What?
Can we play?
This is something
we're
else.
up a mountain.
We found a cave where the party unfortunately found the remains of somebody, a person in Order armour that you identified to be an Inquisitor. Unfortunately, you were attacked by the resident creature in the cave that seems to have previously consumed, or at least killed, this person beforehand. A moss-like creature that stuck to the walls and ceiling that dragged the party into a paralytic state as it slowly attempted to dissolve them. Unfortunately for it, the party were fairly clever and got a bit of distance.
I don't think we were.
You got a bit of distance between you and the end, and you blasted it to smithereens, creating yourself a safe space for Carmian and Lady
I
Riverwall
remember 32 points of damage.
to arrive. Yeah,
Oh no!
you've left the curse nest. Prepare to see the most amazing luck that Theren has had all game.
did
Just
say-
wait.
Theren-
Theren single-handedly
say-
saved Xerieos. Oh my god, I nearly forgot everything on the way out today. It was horrendous.
Yeah, I did as well. I almost forgot the entire bag. I have like a huge rucksack that this all comes in.
You did say.
After spending some time there making camp, Carmian and Lady Riverwall joined you with her famous wooden pagoda filling up the back of the cave. Carmian creating his own Lehman's tiny hut to keep you all out overnight.
What a prick.
Didn't do his own dance routine though.
No, strangely it's not needed. It's weird that,
We're
isn't
not
it?
I bet
He's
he
doing
just did
magic
something
wrong.
like... Nah.
He's just doing magic wrong. Exactly. Yeah. It's probably just
Everyone has their own style.
Yeah, man, you tell him.
You do blue, man. You do blue.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fuck you.
After the evening was spent, in the
I
morning
like
you were sent out on an errand to clear some of the danger of the island, and as you were plotting your way around the island, you were summoned back.
That wasn't
Where
annoying.
Carmian and Lady Riverwall had made a sudden breakthrough. They had been wrestling with the idea that whatever castle they were looking for, they thought they knew where it was, but clearly it wasn't anywhere, and looking at the terrain of Mount Arnon, it was quite clear that if anyone was going to find it, they would have already found it. So they thought tangentially, and you were invited to take part in a magical ritual with Carmian, who persuaded you all to trust him into transporting you into a location that you could get into the castle. And so with the most sickening lurch, the worst roller coaster style G-force, the pit of your stomach falling through the floor. You feel your limbs extend not only outwards but sideways as yourself begins to unravel. Your head is by your feet. You can feel the wind rushing around you. Your ears pop and pop and pop. And then you find yourself back in the cave. A dark, cold, and musty cave. You watch as Carmion, 30 feet away from you, with a smile across his face, waves and brings up the obsidian tuning fork a second time, ringing it, and with a familiar, he seems to fold in on himself and disappear. What would you like to do?
Cry.
Oh, crap.
That's alright. It might not be the obvious ambush attempt that it clearly was. I look around.
So, the cave that you left is very similar to the cave that you're in right now. It has very similar features to it, but the temperature has dropped significantly. It is dark in here. The first thing you notice is that all of the camping equipment and also evidence of your stay last night in the cave is nowhere to be seen. There is no campfire, there is no ash, cooking equipment, bedrolls. Lady Riverwall's box is gone. Everything seems to be as it was, but different almost. You can all make me a perception check.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. Was, can me and Blue see? Because if it's dark, we don't have dark vision.
You can see.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see. It is darker.
Okay.
It is daytime, so there is light coming into the cave.
Okay.
But it is much darker, and there's no firelight like there was before.
Fiona, I think we've been here before.
Perception checks?
9.
9?
12.
12?
7.
7.
Oh, no.
We're freaking out.
It's all very uncanny. Really, really strange. The thing that grabs your attention is that outside the cave, it's grey. There is a world outside, but all you can see is rolling cloud, grey sort of nimbus clouds as they roll around, a wind pushing them past, swirling around.
I would like to know if during my training there's ever researched or gone into any music.
Have they ever prepared you for this?
Any magic to do with altering the passage of time?
Okay.
Oh shit.
That's very good. So, make an Arcana check.
Finding yourself on another plane. Volume 1.
I was gonna say I can't.
6.
6.
I missed.
They didn't. You slept in that morning.
You think about things that you've learnt. There are tales, warning stories, fairy tales of powerful creatures that mess with time. You don't know anything in your head that is real or based on fact, but there's a familiar tale and cautionary note to all of these children's stories that if you mess with time, typically time messes with you back. And none of these stories particularly work well. But there's nothing that you know that links it to real life.
I have a hunch, and I
You're not
don't.
that stooped.
No, Lou. A hunch means.
Yeah, carry on, sir. We've disrupted your flow.
Oh dear, Blue, that was
Wait,
fantastic.
so much done tonight.
I have a theory. We're supposed to find a castle that we know is submerged beneath the ocean. What are the odds that we've been sent back in time?
Yeah,
You just accept that.
I think that's pretty obvious.
You're shockingly fine with all of this.
I've still got a bit of the teleportation jargonese.
You're not going to vomit, are you? Oh, God. On the floor, Blue. You alright?
Better. Yeah, so what's the plan? We're gonna try and find it?
You okay?
Yeah. Can I look outside the cave? Like get to the cave entrance and then look out. What can I see?
Yes, you can. So you make your way to the entrance of the cave, and the sight, it makes you double take.
Mm-hmm.
You look out at the cave, and Mount Arnan is as you remember it, but different. It's more rugged. The rock is greyer, blacks and greys and whites all mixed up. And actually, now you look out, everything is monochrome. The sky thick with grey cloud, not a single space of the sky to be seen until you look directly up and you see above you a swirling mass where the sun should be. The clouds being spun together, spun and spun and spun into a black hole above you, seemingly absorbing every piece of light and warmth. Looking at it chills you. It's horrifically unnerving, but that's not what gets your attention. Your attention is in front of you, where you see the largest landscape you have ever seen in your life, stretching down from Mount Arnan, and below where you remember the sea to be is a world. Valleys, mountains, hills, rolling plains of grey and black rock. You can see mountain ranges in the distance with snow-covered peaks. All around, ravens and birds and bats fly between places. And about 5-6 kilometres in front of you, down Mount Arnan, which now stands as a solitary, massive mountain in a larger range of mountains, all buried under where you remember the sea to be. You see a castle on the peak of the mountain adjacent to yours.
Oh shit!
What the?
I
What?
knew it.
What's?
We're before the cataclysm. This is before water was everything. This is what the world is supposed to be like before Parith was betrayed.
Pretty dark and creepy.
I presume we may... Oh. Alright,
That's a bit... Aubrey?
what are the odds that that might be the cataclysm?
I think if it was, we would be dead.
It could just happen
Slowly.
slowly.
Sorry, that's really got me. For once we agree on something.
So
So the you was talking about the bats and the creatures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be affected by what's in the sky at all. They just seem to be fluttering around completely fine.
Make a nature check.
Oh.
Any people?
Make a perception check.
It's a 2.
Okay,
But natural 1,
you
but
can't see any patterns in their behaviour, anything that sort of
Okay.
changes what they're saying.
That's 10.
10, you don't see anybody.
Carnian, have you actually left us, or have you just gone invisible?
Carmian. And I think he only talks to us when he wants to.
Can I see if there's any footprints in the dust behind us?
Make a nature check.
Ooh, hello. Oh no. 14.
14. No, there's nothing that you can immediately see apart from your own footprints, unfortunately.
No,
There's a good thought, but there's nothing that you can see.
Don't think he's just gone. Do you think he's gone back?
Would you stay here?
How does it feel? Does it feel like oppressive? Like
yeah.
Now that you think about it, yes. There's an unpleasant feeling to the air. There's a cold, monochrome. It does feel bad. I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Who?
Just flip.
11.
There's a moment where you start to think about the scenery in front of you. It's oppressively monochrome and dark, and actually when you start thinking about it, it's ugly and wrong, and you start to spiral but quickly go, "Ooh, hang on,
You
it's
alright?
okay."
Yeah, I just need a liquor, Philip. Much better. This place is crap.
Don't worry, this is when it's very dark. This is not too dissimilar to how I see things. We'll be alright.
You see
What,
things
just
like that in the
generally?
sky?
Wow.
No, I mean
Your life sucks.
when there's no blue, when there's no light,
Yeah,
I
I-
see things in
Black and white.
yes.
But there's also like a really horrendous, oppressive feeling.
That's,
Don't focus on it though.
That's
Don't
new.
focus and think about it.
That's new.
Just keep happy thoughts.
Wait, do I?
Happy thoughts.
I think I know where we are, but does Aubrey know anything about other planes at all?
Make a neat Arcana check from me. Blue, you can do this as well. Now that you've seen the sky.
15.
15.
Arcana. 10.
You can as well, yeah. You all can. I just didn't
I
say
know,
you all can. Yeah. it's not bad.
Arcana, 14.
14 and 15.
Ah!
Theren, you're torn between ideas. You somewhere else, the same place but a different time. It all is very confusing, but you can kind of see the logic in both ways. Aubrey, you don't know where you are,
Okay.
but you get the feeling that you're not on Mount Arnan as you know it.
Cool.
You
Good to know.
you appreciate that you've moved, and it doesn't feel... You've never been teleported in your life.
No.
But you would imagine being teleported would mean moving from one place to another, and you don't feel like you've moved anywhere, but you have. It's a strange
Yeah.
juxtaposition. You can't get your head around it.
Cool. Good to know.
After 5-10 minutes, you see the ravens and the bats sort of spiraling round the top of Mount Arnan and disappearing down into the valleys. And there's just above the cave entrance a large raven perches, sort of playing with its feet and seemingly just staring at the three of you.
Should we give it some food or something?
No.
Well,
We should just get going.
Yes,
I
I think
don't-
the sooner we
Yeah. We just need to get... The
Yeah.
castle's there?
we go to the
Bit of a
castle, get what's needed,
Yep.
get out of here, go home.
You didn't say what we needed, though.
Artifact. He
You just
said
said-
we'd know it when we see it, or something vague and obnoxious like that.
Maybe I don't know, maybe it's in colour. I don't know.
Ah.
Maybe.
And when we touch it, back home.
Yes, but let's not go to the castle and touch everything that's not nailed down, shall we?
Let's go.
That's,
Yeah. So is this raven kind of blocking our path?
No, it's sat on the top of the cave
Just going.
behind you, just watching, drawn in by the noise.
That's...
Hi. You okay?
Maybe don't draw.
Sort of flicks its head, pecking at the ground.
I think
It's just a crow.
we should just keep going.
Let's keep
The less we deal with... If it is something to do with time, the less we imprint on it, the better, right? I read that in the book somewhere.
Agreed.
Alright?
I stomp on every butterfly I see. No. Okay.
Blue is
Go.
erased from history.
What am I feeling?
We go back, the order doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I should
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
Let's-
Is there like a pathway? I know it's kind of the same mountain, but is it because it's a different place?
Yes.
Is there like steps or something?
There are no steps, no, but there is a way down that you can see, but it would be difficult going, and the scenery is much more jagged and broken than you remember it on the way up, essentially. The landscape is similar, but much sharper, much uglier. There's much more in the way of cliff faces, boulders, jagged rocks. Actually, now that you look out at some of the mountains, you can see almost shapes have been carved into the mountains in a sort of... You would look at the sky and see clouds and see pictures in them of things in the clouds. You look at the mountains and one of them is shaped a little bit like a skull, another like the largest foot, but nothing is as it is, just similar. It's eerie. It's very strange.
I've decided I do not like this place.
I think we've all decided that. We didn't need to voice it, though.
Let's just
keep
go.
going. Yeah. Do we? Well, how are we going to get down this place? Do we tie ourselves together? Or is
It's
that...
worked before.
Okay. I tie us together.
We do the old razzle dazzle.
Right, I'd like new sleight of hand checks, please, as you tie yourselves together.
Oh,
Sleight of hand.
19.
19?
Also a 19.
19.
23.
Oh, you've got an old hand at this.
You
tied
are
your
well
shoes
practiced
before.
at this now. And actually, with such spectacular rolls, we will say going forward that the three of you are now as practiced as this as you're going to You won't need to check for that again. That's very good.
Can you just assume we do it in every situation where it would be
But
useful?
also untie
No,
it.
not unless you tell me. Not unless you
Also
tell me.
untie at the right points rather than just...
Who is leading and who would like to go last?
I mean...
Can
The
I
person
be snug in the
going-
middle?
The person going first would be in charge, you imagine, of finding the way, and the person going last is more likely to see what's going on because they are higher at most points.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not good at either of those. Or just above average.
That's more than me.
Right,
I mean-
I've got the most armor. I'll go first in case anything
Okay.
happens.
I've got the most strength.
So-
So if you fall,
Just
I can hold you both for a little tiny bit.
and just keep an eye out.
So we're going to go Theren,
You
Blue,
stay stood up. Do not fall over.
Don't roll down the mountain.
Yep. Yeah, no, I can do this.
Great.
Maybe take your eye patch off.
Theren, I would like you to make a survival check for me, please.
I reveal a horrendously gory eye
Back.
scar.
Put it back.
18.
18. Okay, you start to make your way down. Aubrey, you're the highest up.
I
Can you
am.
make a new perception check for me, please?
Sure. That's actually not too bad. That's an 18.
280, so both 18. Fantastic. So, the going is steep and tough. As soon as you sort of make your way off, there's a from behind you as the bird flies off into the sort of sky. But you make your way down. It's really tough. There's no natural path that you can find. Sometimes you find yourself scrambling with your asses sort of dragging along the ground as you lower yourself down. Other times it's a steep walk. But over the course of about an hour, you make your way down the mountain and you lower yourself below where you remember the sea to be. As you get to that point, you're sort of looking around. To the right of where you are, you can see where the remnants of the village should be, but there's nothing. In fact, what was a beach is a strange plateau of rock that then drops into a further steep decline into the ground, and you continue. After another hour or so, you make your way to the bottom of the V-shaped dip between Mount Arnan and the next peak that goes up, and suddenly you are climbing again. You can see the castle above you. As you get a little bit closer, it's actually not the biggest castle. You'd say more a large fort. Now that you look at it, there is a central tower that rises up in the middle. A large square unit has been set into the ground next to it. It's almost like a circle and a square put together, with various wings coming off it and sort of steeping down the sides of the mountain itself, almost spider-like in the way that part of the building will hang off and sort of curve into the rock, almost for stability. The peak that it's on is incredibly sharp. There is no reason why this fort should be here. And actually, now that you look around at the surrounding terrain, getting below where you are now into the steep drops of the valleys below, there's almost sheer cliffs, sheer drops on all sides of you from this point. If you hadn't have started where you were, you imagine getting to this point from the ground up would have been nigh on impossible on foot.
Bloody hell.
And you start to climb. So,
Yeah. Well, I'll say, should I take lead for this bit? The climbing?
Might be an idea.
Alright. Switcheroo. Yeah, so I will now lead to help climb if I can.
okay, fantastic. I would like you to make a new survival check for me, please.
Oh,
Theren, are you at the back now?
Yeah.
So I'd like you to make a perception check. And Blue, I would like you to make a nature check for me, please.
Nature?
Mm-hmm.
10.
10.
8.
8. Okay.
5.
5.
Oh my god.
Let's swap, Theren.
I thought it would be about strength. That's what I'm good at.
To be fair, your wisdom is better than mine anyway, so...
Blue,
Never
you...
admit it though.
Everything around you is just so oppressively grey. It's the strangest thing. There is no colour anywhere. The only colour comes off the three of you and the clothes that you're wearing.
Oh shit.
It's almost like the light that reflects off you, say on... you kind of got wearing kind of a red colour, aren't you? As the light comes off it, you can see the red almost in the air around you shimmering under the sunlight as it almost bleaches into the grey in the air, but then disappears. It's almost like a blurred lens is being looked at you, and it happens to everybody. It's not. It doesn't look like it's you're leeching or dispensing in any way. It's just a weird effect with the light. It's like the grey is trying to force the colour back into you. It's very strange. Perception check is 8. Did you say? There's nothing that you can see. By the time you start the climb, it begins to get difficult, and your attention is focused more on your foot placement than anything else. And Aubrey, you quickly get the party lost onto a bad route going up. Nice. There's points where you have to go back down, backtrack.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It takes you the better part of the day to climb. And I'd like you all to make Constitution saving throws for me, please.
I'm so sorry.
No.
And what was your original roll?
For what, the survival?
5, was it?
Yeah, 5.
Okay. So 20 minus 5 is 15, so the DC's 15.
No.
Hang on, sorry, 19.
19, okay. Aubrey, you're fine. The two of you, however, climbing this large mountain with your gear going to go up and down, it takes a toll from you, and you both gain 1 point of exhaustion by the time you get up, which means that until you have a long rest, you have disadvantage on ability checks. So remember that.
Is that attack rolls too?
So the first
No,
level.
just disadvantage on ability checks. If you become more exhausted, then more things will happen. So the second point, your speed is halved. The third point, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Fourth point, your hit point maximum is halved. 5 points, your speed is reduced to 0, and 6 points, you die. So being exhausted is tough.
Killer.
Exhaustion can be cured with magics as well and rest, so it's not permanent, but you're tired.
Does lesser restoration work?
I believe it does actually, but you'll have to double check.
Fuck you guys.
I will check.
As you make your way to the entrance of the fort, it's large gates span about 25 feet tall. Grey stone, worked, chiselled stone that is very different to the jagged rock of the mountain around it. It has been deliberately built brick by brick by brick, leaning from the side of the mountain and upwards. It is a impressive thing. You imagine the walls are thick, battle-ready thick. This is a defensible position, but there are no lights that you see. There seems to be no light. There are no guards, no patrols. You haven't encountered anything on your way up. It's been fairly easy. When you get to about 100 feet from the entrance of the door, however, there is a noise that you hear clattering around the side as you see bones moving. Doing a slow patrol of the castle, a large foot comes out. There's a skeleton moving its way around, large horns on it, an axe that sort of is being dragged behind it on the rock as it stops, and you see its head look down at you. It starts to move with greater intensity. So I'd like you all to roll initiative, please.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, you didn't see it. No.
Advantage disadvantage?
You have. It's just initiative. Oh no! So actually, that is a very good point. Thank you, Sam. Initiative is an ability check technically. So you do have disadvantage on that.
Damn it. I'm sorry.
Stop giggling. No, I'm laughing at you guys. You go all quiet and like. Ugh.
Yeah, because you said things.
So, Theren. 5. That was so full of crisp. It was incredible. Blue.
11.
Blue is 11. Okay, Aubrey.
17.
17.
Yes.
Oh, I'll do that.
And the Minotaur skeleton.
What the fuck?
is a 6. So, Aubrey. This creature is about 90 feet in front of you, but up some fairly rugged
Yes.
terrain. What would you like to do? You can see the path goes up. There is a path that's been cut into the rock. It is not paved. It is not a road in any way, but certainly a well-trodden route. But it's been brought up to this place, which is why it's, in the last sort of 5-10 minutes, has been easier to transverse
Sure.
up.
I'm going to hold my ground. I'm going to do action perception check to see if there's any other creatures around.
Make a perception check.
That's a 13.
A 13. You do not see any creatures.
Okay.
No. The only thing that you notice is that there are lots of birds in the area, lots of ravens and bats sort of flying around the sky. They've been around for a little while. That it's like there's a nest nearby or something. And actually, now that you watch, a few of them fly into the rafters of the tower, fighting and squabbling with place quite brutally as they peck at each other and knock each other from perches. Flaps and feathers will puff out into the sky as one is dislodged from its perch and flaps away disgruntled, only to come back and try and get back in another ending cycle of bullying. But you don't see any
other
creatures.
creatures.
No.
Okay, good.
So you'd like to hold your ground about 90 feet in front?
I've used my action to see. That's
Okay.
that's the home rule, isn't it? So
Yeah, perfect.
are we still tied together?
You are still tied together.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I didn't manage to do anything with that.
Yeah, great.
Fine. Yeah, I'm just going to hold my ground.
Okay, Blue, you're about 95 feet behind.
95 feet behind. Well, I can't remember the name of the Minotaur that we've met previously, so I'm just going to forget thinking about that.
I'm curious as to where that thought pattern is going. I like that.
A vicious mockery, I presume.
Yeah.
No, it's just it could
At
be
95 feet.
Oh, you never know. Maybe related. So yes, sorry. I am going to cast protection from evil and good on. Is Aubrey within touching distance? Sorry, I
Yes,
missed you.
yeah,
she's
no.
within 5 feet.
Boof. And against undead.
Okay,
Thank
perfect.
you.
That sounds reasonable at this moment.
And
So-
then
Wow, thank you.
inspire. Theren.
Okay, yeah.
I had something for this.
Get your phone out.
I had it on my phone. It was
The new Xerieos drinking game is whenever Sam says, I had something for this, drink.
It's a really good one as well. Come back to me.
Okay.
Can I just ask, what does protection from good and evil do?
It.
So, just,
I was going to ask as well, don't worry.
Yeah, thank you.
It.
So I never have this.
Does he have his spells or his funny lines out? It's almost
It's
like
one
he
or the
doesn't
other.
have anything. Oh.
I was trying to
I
look
want
up
to know.
the name of a
I want to
minotaur.
know. Sorry, ignore
Okay,
him. I wanna know.
protection grants several benefits. Creature of those type have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target.
Mhm.
The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, then that's gone.
Cool.
Perfect.
Thank you. And how long does it last for? Sorry.
It's probably
Out of
longer
interest.
than
It's
this
more me
fight.
out of interest.
10 minutes.
Cool.
Perfect.
It's not concentration then.
Yes. It is.
Okay.
Okay. That takes us to
It.
it. It advances. You can see big lumbering strides as it moves itself to about 50 feet up the path. You can see it stop for a second, green eyes filling the holes in its skull, lifeless but glowing down at you as it lowers its axe, trailing on the floor still, grinding as you see it starting to pick up speed. But that's its turn for now. There.
I'm going to say, Perez might kills all the beasts for the bard. His will is stronger than yours. Her light will stretch in his sword. He could reach you, but I have to charge.
Yay!
That's amazing.
That's
That was worth it.
Very
That was
well
worth it.
Very
Very
well
good.
done.
Amazing.
What would you like to do, Theren?
How far ahead of me is Aubrey?
Aubrey's about 10 feet ahead of you. But you can move alongside.
Okay, yeah.
You're all
What-
tied together, but
Yeah.
Yeah, what Theren is going to do is move so he's standing shoulder to shoulder with Aubrey.
yeah.
And he is going to Eldritch Blast it.
Okay. Fantastic. So, make your attack rolls.
That.
Right, that is a 23
Surprisingly, that hits.
and an 18.
That hits as well.
Great.
Whoa.
Roll for damage.
Sorry, Sam, I just want to borrow a D10 real quickly.
Doesn't.
Yeah. 13 damage in total.
13 damage in total. Okay. Theren, the familiar swipe of his sword as the beam of eldritch energy launches from you, and actually has the same visual effect as the colour leech from yourselves. The black but also purple and green energy lances out, almost bleaching the air around it with purple and greens as it strikes into the Minotaur skeleton. You see it stagger back, a couple of ribs breaking off with the first strike, the second strike impacting off the arm and splintering the bone slightly as it pulls itself together wordlessly and soundlessly. Still advances towards you. Here's your movement, your action. Anything else you want to do?
I'm just going to hold my ground.
Hold your ground for now. Okay, back to the top. Aubrey. It is now 50 feet.
Cool. I
No, it is 40 feet. Sorry.
Oh,
I should have
jeez.
said that. My bad.
Yeah, you say that, but I'm not going to rush up to it because I've got two people tied. I'm not doing a comedy act. I'm going to hold my action so that when it becomes within melee range, I'm going to hit it with my great axe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait till it comes to me.
Reasonable. Blue.
That's it.
I will take the dodge action
Okay.
because we're letting it come to it. No, vicious mockery. This isn't even a castle. It's just a big fortress. So, can you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Okay. Now, he's not immune to this. And I feel he should be because he's a mindless skeleton. But it doesn't say anywhere in here to the book
Well,
that he's
you can
immune
hear
to
me.
psychic damage or he's
Is he deaf?
Oh,
He doesn't have to understand my language.
does he not? Okay, that's what I was going to say because he doesn't understand common, but
No.
that's fine.
hello, friend.
He just knows he's being insulted.
Nope, that is a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah,
That is a 7.
Great, so he has disadvantage on his next attack and takes 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. Okay, well, with those words, you see the green light shimmer and flicker for a second as there's a stomping of its foot.
It's a castle.
As now, is that your go?
Yep.
It charges, its head down, the axe being held aloft as it runs towards the party, seeing Theren with the shield and Aubrey without the shield. It'll go for Aubrey.
Yep. Brilliant.
The large creature just head down and attempts to gore you, but with disadvantage. So
Very important.
I've got protection, so it's doubled, but it's
No,
not
it's
doubled.
not, but you that's very wise, Sam. Thank you.
okay, that is a 21 and a 10.
Doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. No, the creature. Just this sound echoes down the hill, lowers its head to gore you, and you just sideswipe and thwack it on the way past. So make your attack.
I'm guessing I can only to make one attack.
Yes, unfortunately.
No, that's good to know.
With a held action.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to say I assume.
no, it's not a reaction attack, so I'll let you have 2. No, that's fine. I'll let you have 2.
Alright. That's very
But you
kind.
have to tap, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah,
reckless because it's not your go.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
assume that. So, yes, this is for both attacks then. Okay, so that is unnatural 20 on the first one and
No hits.
19 on the second.
Hits. Yeah, both hit.
Alright.
Rip it to shreds.
That's 5 slashing on the first one
5, okay.
and 10 on the next one.
10 on
Yes.
the next one, okay. It charges past, just missing Aubrey, spinning with the axe to stand its ground, but Aubrey just thwack. The first one, you hit its weapon and the weapon crashes against it. The second one, you cleave into the bone on its leg and thwack, there's a crunch as you pull it out. You can see the leg almost buckling slightly, but it stands strong, a huge skeleton. It is now Theron's go. It is within 5 feet of you now.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think if it's worth burning through a hexblade curse on it.
That is a choice that only Theren knows.
What does Theren do?
Oh, man, disadvantage, man.
What
It's
a
good.
shame.
It's good. Yeah. Very good.
I appreciate it so much.
I genuinely don't know.
You have like 2 spells. What the fuck, man?
Right, okay.
I don't know.
He draws his sword back.
I'm joking.
He draws his sword back.
Yep.
And says to this thing, "You are a monster. And I butcher monsters." And as he stabs forwards, curses it.
Okay, so Hexblade's curse.
Oh,
Brilliant, make your attack.
It's my kills of the boss for the bard.
Which I'm going to use my inspiration for.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so that's
That's an 8 on the inspiration
plus 14 plus 22.
22 hits.
Great.
Yeah. Very good. 14 would have hit as well, to be fair, but
It's fine.
That's fine.
Good to know.
good to know. Who's to say?
Sam's just protecting us from all sides.
That is 12 damage.
12 damage. Okay. This time, the sword goes straight.
Nope. 15 damage.
15?
Yep.
Pointing.
I forgot about my proficiency bonus to damage. Which is
Proficiency
why...
bonus doesn't add to damage.
Yeah, it does.
With
Nope.
your hex.
With Hexblade Curse.
Oh, yes, it does. No, very good, very good.
Which is why I did it.
Perfect. Yes, so you're plus 3, you're
Wait.
plus 4, you're plus 1, and you're plus 2.
Oh,
So it's plus 10 to damage when you've got Hexblade's Curse.
No, it's actually plus 12 to damage when I've got Hexblade's Curse on because I have 4 charisma, plus 1 because Bear Claw is a plus 1 weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I can't maths when you're doing that.
Alright, sorry.
Plus 3 for proficiency.
Plus 2 for proficiency, plus 2 for dueling.
Yeah, plus 10.
Yeah, so my normal damage is plus 7.
And with burst is plus 10. Okay, perfect. So, you see Theren stab straight into this creature's torso.
No, my normal damage is
Snap.
plus 9, sorry. My normal damage is plus 9. Plus 2, yeah.
You
Plus
hit it
3
really
and I
well.
got 3. Yeah, so it
You
is
stab
15.
through the sternum of this creature, snapping rib cages, and there's a slice as you pull back, decimating the rib cage on one side of this creature as it starts to buckle under the weight, but spins and is swinging towards you. But it is Aubrey's turn first. What would you like to do?
Ooh, let's go for Reckless Great Weapon Master on both of them.
Reckless, Great Weapon Master. Here comes the barbarian. Right, so with advantage,
Yep.
make the
So
attack.
first attack is hang on, plus 2. Sorry, yeah. So 19 on the first
19
one.
hits.
Sorry, I could
Wait, if you're doing Great Master, isn't it minus 5?
It is, but it's my attack's plus
Oh.
7. No, I got it wrong once before. That's why I was like going, oh, but yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
No, you're right. And then the second attack is not going to hit at all. That's like a 8.
8. No, the second one doesn't hit, but the first one, the axe raises and you impale it straight in the skull of this creature. Roll your damage.
Come on. Okay, so that's 10, 14, 24 slashing damage.
24 slashing damage. The axe whacks straight into the skull of this creature, the huge horns. There's a moment where you think the axe is going to be held, but it doesn't. It goes down and crushes straight into the top of this creature, the axe breaking it. The thing just holds for a second and then falls apart, the bones disintegrating onto the ground in a heap of joints and hips and ribs and a huge axe. Big one. Well done.
Nicely done, Aubrey.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I got your protection from good and evil. No, your spells, sorry. No, I don't know your spells.
Team effort, that's not patting each other's backs.
Okay.
We're probably still in a lot
Is
of
there
danger.
anything else?
Team back.
Anything else? Any more skeletal legs going around?
Make a obsession check.
With disadvantage.
Oh!
Pretty good. 16.
That's
16.
a natural 20 as well.
Okay.
Oh, you've used it.
No, there's nothing aggressive that you see. There's a moment where just in the sort of fleeting edge of your vision, you see something on the top of one of the turrets at the top of the castle. The movement seems to be drifting just out of sight. Almost like a patrol, but nothing, just like a regular movement, but nothing that sort of takes your side.
I relay, but say in that tone.
Can I look at this creature's axe?
Yes, you can. It is a huge metal axe, a little bit like that.
Looks incredible.
It is a weapon for a large creature. It is slightly too big for you, unfortunately.
I'm a
Even
large
with your
girl.
strength of 18, it would be pushing
Yeah,
it.
fair enough. I have That's envy. It's fine.
But it's a big weapon. You think it would? I mean, it's worth something if you could somehow take it with you.
No,
I
don't
don't-
dangle that in front of Fiona. Don't.
I drag it with me back to.
Still throw.
You can use it as a weapon if
No,
you'd like.
but
You are
it's
strong
advantage.
enough as strength 18, but you would not have proficiency
Yeah,
with
that
that
makes
because
sense.
it's
Yeah,
too big.
it's too big.
Yeah.
Why are you staring at that thing for so long?
No
You
reason.
want to take it? There are spells to make you bigger.
Sure. I
don't have any, but they
No,
exist.
it's more. Well, we could probably set it on. I just don't want to ruin your lovely new bag. Oh, sorry, your lovely new bag.
Well, if
We'll get you one back in the nice world, not this horrendous, evil, grey
Do you not
bleeding
think it would
one.
be really cool to have this axe, though?
We'll get you one when we
are you
get
thinking
home.
of taking it back to the Adventurers Guild as a trophy? You brought an axe from a different dimension or a different time or whatever.
I wasn't, but that sounds great. No,
Should we take it until we
Look,
can
the
find
way
I,
I
something?
no,
see it-
let's. I'll come if we come back. If we come back this way, we'll take it. But frankly, I'm tired of this. This place is giving me a massive headache.
Let's go.
I pretty much need to move quickly on. I look one last look at the axe and go.
Okay, you make your way.
Right.
Also, we're still tied together.
Are you making your way towards the castle? What are you up to?
Is there only just the one big old entrance?
That you can see from here. Yeah, you could to an extent travel around the side of this castle, but the way that it's been built into the top of the mountain, the wind's starting to pick up now in the late afternoon. You can see just sheer cliff around certain strides. You wouldn't be able to go around it for too long. Maybe a 40 to 50 degree face in front of you of exposed castle before it drops off the side.
You go in.
Yeah.
Yeah?
As long as we don't knock on the door, I guess. Alert them to our
Is there a
presence.
door?
I assume there's a. Oh, I assume. I don't know if there's a door.
Let's
It's a
just-
huge wooden door.
Oh.
There's a huge wooden door.
25 feet
Alright.
tall, 15 feet wide.
No.
No.
No kidding.
This place looks pretty, failing the undead, deserted.
Failing, yeah. That's a great phrase.
I just want to test theory.
I stand back.
Can I just quickly run back, grab the skull of the Minotaur and bring it with me and put it on my head?
Okay, you can. You've got fairly high strength,
Did I
haven't you?
not break it
16.
in half,
It
though?
is a heavy skull,
Sorry.
and the damage that Aubrey did to it is substantial, unfortunately. She has split it right down the middle.
Yeah,
You
damn.
can take half of one.
Okay, take half and wrap it around the side of my head where there's the iPad. Now I
You can
look like
try,
one
but the
of them.
horn is like out here on you. It is very heavy, and there's nothing fixed.
Do you?
Like it hurts when you put it on the side of your head.
Take
and
that
It's
off,
not.
you're going to break something.
Sorry, I had an idea, it doesn't work. Sorry, what were you saying?
Never mind.
I can see where your mind was, but not quite.
I take out their claw, point the edge of the blade at the door,
Yeah.
and just, without channeling any magic, try and just push the door open
I see what you mean.
very slowly, without physically touching it.
Okay.
There's a lot.
So without touching it, so you stand there just going like that, a few
Yeah.
feet away.
Yeah, just to see if it's locked.
If it opens up.
Just want to see if it'll open or if it's been barred.
Oh, I see what it means. You are touching it with the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Got you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm
I
not
thought you were just
touching it
waving in
physically.
front
You
of
just
the.
want
Yeah.
to touch his hand.
There is resistance there. It's not going to just open, no.
Well, I don't see any other way.
Yet.
Oh,
Let's look around. I think stay close to the wall. If there is anything up there, the closer we are to the wall, the less chance of being seen.
I mean, they probably heard the noises of us cracking that beast in half.
If it did,
they're waiting on us on the inside.
Sorry, I'm sure you said how high are the wall? The
Wall.
walls of the fortress?
The walls itself of this section of the fortress is about 80 feet tall.
Okay, never mind.
It's fairly tall. The tower itself, to the highest point, is probably 200 feet.
or the people on the inside are different to that. Could be part of siege force. We don't know. We know nothing about this world.
They look like they were kind of patrolling, the ones I saw up top, but
You saw someone up top?
yes, I mentioned.
I'm sorry.
did mention it.
I gloss over it. You've still got that power for probably about
I think it's going to run out.
5 more minutes. Why
Well,
don't you
wait,
rush in and use
No,
it?
but that is a very good point, actually. I push on the door to open it using my hand.
Okay. So you just push the door.
Yes.
It is firm. There are huge brass sort of handles on the door
Oh,
that you can see. You push
Sure.
it, there's resistance. You don't know if it's locked or if it's just...
I need to move the handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I move the handle then.
Okay.
Mhm.
I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Of course.
Ooh!
That is an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. I'm just making you do it. The door. No, you grab the door and there's a moment where you go, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing's there. You, with your strength of 18,
Yeah.
and the door swings open. Perfect. Thank you, Sam. That's all we need. That's good.
Thank you.
It's like I'm there.
You make your way
That's
in.
a cat.
Inside, the same monochrome depressing visage of the landscape surrounding you extends into the centre of this inner hall. You can see a large square room, about 80 feet by 80 feet. And again, maybe 60 feet tall. It is a large cube-shaped room. You can see extending around the top, almost like a first floor, a mezzanine made of wood that extends the square up about 20 feet above you. And at the end, a spiral staircase that makes its way up to the first floor. You can see the remnants of a fairly well decorated, but in a very terrible taste, a waiting room of some kind. You can see benches, you can see cabinets, you can see not anything like you would imagine a castle of war, Theren, somewhere like the Citadel, a defendable fortress. It feels more like a slightly garishly decorated country manor. You can see sofas, waiting chairs, a large fireplace that stands empty on the side of one wall. You can see various beast heads that have been put up, large creatures, deer, you're not sure, crocodiles. But they're twisted and different. They're not like anything you've seen before. They're horrible, ugly creatures. But there's a noise as well, just that seems to hum throughout this place. Just constant clicking, ticking noise. You can't get a location. The place seems to resonate with it. You can see a couple of clocks, a large grandfather clock on one wall, but it's stopped. It doesn't seem to be working. Inside this room, you can see that there are at least 2 entrances at the bottom of the room. And you can see from where you are now, there's at least 1 entrance on the first floor going away from you as well. What would you like to do?
So there's the spiral staircase.
Yep.
The 2 doors at the far end and a door first floor.
Yeah.
Okay, far end.
Aubrey, would you do me a very small favour and mind shutting that gate behind us?
I'm way ahead of you. Slowly but surely. Shut the gate.
Okay. And as you close it, there's a and it clicks behind you.
No.
I look at Theren and I go, well, you said it out loud, so I'm going to blame you for this bit.
Look, at least we're certain that nothing is going to flank us.
Or that there's no escape.
Don't think of it more like we're locked in here.
I see it as a door is shut and a window is shut. And we're
Aubrey,
barred.
Aubrey,
Yeah?
stop it.
Okay.
Focus.
I am.
We're not locked in here with whatever is here. It's locked in here with us.
Well, is there anything above the doors?
You sort of make your way in and look behind you. There are paintings above the doors of landscapes, but landscapes that they look grey and oppressive. Large scenes of mountain ranges and gorges and forests of twisted, warped vines and roots that seem to almost look like they're going to grab you. There's oppressive imagery around. You can see above the entrance of the door that you just came in, a figure, a man in his late 70s, stood very austerely, waiting for his portrait to be drawn, and dressed in a large black robe, a ridiculous beard that drops off almost to his stomach button in the most ridiculous point, large bushy eyebrows, but big glasses that obscure most of his face.
We move slowly. We find what we're here to find. We get out.
Which way?
Well, where would you put something really important and magical?
At the top.
Exactly.
Go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, do you want to investigate anything down here?
We could just peek in quickly.
I'll
I'll go to the door on the left if you guys happy for me. Yep, that's yep.
No, we stay together.
Yes. If
We
anything-
untie.
Oh, thank God, yeah. Except by someone else.
Okay, the robe is off.
Breathe. Do one of you have some sort of magic radar? I don't know what it's called.
No.
So, the noises that you hear, that constant clicking noise, with your passive perceptions, a second noise begins to be heard, a more rapid as you can hear something chirping that seems to be approaching from the door that Blue is just gesturing from. And actually, as it gets closer and closer, you hear
It's a patrol.
something large moving, something heavy.
From the same door or from...
Make a perception check.
Damn it, why? Oh, that's a 17.
17. It's from the door that Blue just pointed to, the left door. And it sounds like it's something moving at a regular pace and coming your way. And it may be more than one, you're not sure.
Upstairs?
Upstairs.
Upstairs.
Right.
Okay.
Go, I'll follow you.
You quickly make your way upstairs. Up you go. Just as... Who's last? Blue, potentially? Theren, last. Just as you make your way up the stairs and you find yourself on this first floor balcony made of a beautifully carved wood, but again, that same grey, dark grey colour. Everything is monochrome here. Every occasionally you see things like a beautiful painting or a piece of furniture of beautiful, delicate, just intricacy in terms of its carving. It feels like the colour is trying to burst out, but it doesn't. Everything is grey. Just as you get to the top and you sort of peer down over the balconies, the doors open. And into the room come three creatures. Three humanoid creatures stood, two at the front and one behind in a sort of triangle formation. You can see large glaives held in one hand, and they seem to be in a very military style. And they rhythmically walk from one side of the room. You can see them very heavily stomping. Now that you can actually see them, actually make all my perception checks for me.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Oh, boys, no!
10.
Oh, shit.
Just let Aubrey sort it, don't worry.
That's not bad, that's 12.
7.
So what's the best? 12?
12.
12. You see the things you notice is the large... One of them has a glaive, two of them have halberds. They appear to be fairly well armoured in what seems to be sort of plate metal of some kind, but they have large hats, somewhere between like a what's the fancy bowler hat sort of thing, but very large and tall. Like they're somewhere between military dressed, but also dressed for a formal occasion of some kind. You can see metal ruffs have been built into the armour, big sort of round the sleeves, round the sort of where the trousers and shorts stocking sort of divide would be, that sort of Swiss Guard style look to them.
Swiss Guard, okay.
Somewhere between ceremony, formality and functional metal. as they, and again now you can hear it. There's a chirping from inside the creatures as they move from one side of the room. You can see the two of them stand by the door, and it swings open in front of them, and then they make their way into the right side of the door. You can see by this point the left doors have shut, and as soon as they move out of the way, the right doors close.
Do you think they're clockwork?
Would seem to suggest that, do you not think? Going from one door.
Yeah.
I mean, I've read about that technology in stories, but I didn't think it was.
I think I've got a clock somewhere.
Somebody make an Arcana and somebody make a History check for me. And one a Nature check.
I
So
mean,
between you, everybody can do one.
I'll do history.
What do you want to do, Sam?
What was it? Arcana or nature?
Arcana or Nature?
I'm crap at both. Which are you better at?
I'm better at Arcana.
Okay, you do Arcana.
Sorry, you're the magic person.
No.
Oh wow! That's
Two
two 18s!
17 on nature.
17 on Nature. Okay.
7 on history.
7 on History.
Arcana. Oh, that's a 22.
22. Okay. So,
Arcana is +5.
Theren, you're tired. This is... Why are you speculating about this? There's nothing really that bothers you about this. You're just aware of the presence of them. Blue, they don't appear to be alive. I mean, it's weird. They all seem to move in the same sort of formation, exactly at the same time. Like either it's very, very drilled military formation, or they all seem to be built into the same pattern. And Aubrey, now that you think about it, the clicking, the chiming, there's a click that still you can hear in the whole house, that you recognise being like a large grandfather clock just constantly swimming. Maybe these creatures are made of clockwork.
Maybe, yeah. Well, if they are, they'll be on a certain pattern. If we can figure out the pattern, maybe we can avoid direct confrontation. Or at least prepare for it if need be.
This is what it looks like, by the way. Pass it around, and Fiona, do you want to put it in front of that camera?
Oh, yeah,
once it goes
sure.
around?
Yep, you don't want to fight that thing.
So,
Ooh,
what would you like to do?
that's so cool.
Right, so we're now on the first floor. There's the door here. Now that we're up here, can we see any other doors?
Oh no.
Dunk it in the crisps, goodness
I
me!
sorted our problem.
Now that you were up here, yes, there appear to be another 2 doors. So there are 3 doors up here in total. There's one. We'll be doing directions based on the initial entrance. So on the ground floor, there was a left and right door. On the first floor, there is also a left, right, and forward door.
Okay.
And no, I'm guessing no other stairs going up. So we're just going to an entrance.
Now that you're here, no, there doesn't. It's dark in here as well. It's not uncomfortably dark, but it's much darker, like a house. The lights haven't been turned on, and it's quite overcast outside. It just feels like there needs to be light in here. It's very oppressive.
Logically, whatever we're looking for should be through that main door at the front.
You think going forward rather than left or right?
I said what we're looking for is there. I'm not sure it's the best idea.
Oh, we could do what Blue suggested before.
Clear the surroundings.
Oh no, I'm just going to peek our heads and shut the door quickly.
Yeah.
Up here, I mean, it's unlikely. Well, I assume we can't hear any more of those creatures around these doors.
You gonna go and have a sort of listen by the
Oh
doors?
yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, which one do you want to listen by?
My magic's probably run out by now.
Yeah, I assume it has as well. Yeah, I'll listen by the middle door, so the one Theren was pointing at.
The middle door. Okay, make a perception check, please.
Oh man, these perception tests are going better. 19.
Okay.
Blow up.
19. Okay. So you spend a few moments listening by the middle door. You don't hear anything approaching, but you do hear again more ticking noise coming from within. It seems like whatever this sort of noise is, it's louder. It's more of noise coming from that way.
Cool.
Whatever noise is this, it's coming from that direction.
Does it sound like it's getting closer or further away, or does it just sort of like...
No, it just sounds louder in that room.
Sounds louder in that room. Good to know.
Good to know.
Good to know.
What are the two of you doing?
Perfect.
Staring at Aubrey with his baton.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye on our surroundings so we don't get snuck up on.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
Isn't
It's
that-
quite dark here, but are we keeping it unlit with torches?
Natural 1.
Oh, I believe so.
Okay.
Okay.
For now.
You two wait while Theren takes the lead on watching. What would you like to do, Billy?
I thought Aubrey, can we get through there?
There is noise behind it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to go with words. I don't have enough time to argue with you about that, but
Oh,
there's definitely something behind there. If we go through, we might have to fight it. I don't know what it is, but it sounds heavy.
I mean, look at me. I'm heavy. Let's go.
You ain't heavy.
You're my blue.
You're my blue.
So you're going to try the door?
Do you want to go? Little door?
Whatever gets us out of here sooner.
Yeah, we've got to explore.
Open the door.
Okay, you open the door.
I open the door. No.
It's not moving. It's
Oh.
locked.
Damn it. Okay.
Or at
Next
least
door.
it doesn't appear to just... Actually,
It feels-
now that you look at it, there's no handle at all.
Oh.
There are holes in the wood. You sort of instinctually just sort of grabbed some pattern work to what you thought was a handle, but it's not. It just appears to be a sealed door. And actually, now you look, all of the doors on this first floor don't appear to have handles.
Is there anything?
Oh.
Is there anything on the ground at all that indicates? Well, Fiona would call tracks, but any sort of like different shaped floor patterns.
That sounds like a survival check to me.
It's 11.
11. Now that you look for it, yes, there is a lot of dust everywhere, and there are disturbances. It's very difficult to tell. Now that you've thought about it, the three of you have been wandering around, looking around. Your own tracks are very much disturbed, whatever the patterns are around here, but you get a sense that something moves on this
This platform.
this platform.
So I've got an idea,
Yes?
which is a new experience. So you know these doors, they're not like normal doors,
No.
right? But the ones downstairs, they opened for the mechanical creatures. So maybe we've got to hide, and in order to progress through this place, we've got to sneak behind or keep the door open.
I mean, that's not a bad idea, but how do we do that though? If they see us, we probably get. How long has it been since those creatures went through on the ground floor?
You would guess a minute,
Okay.
maybe?
Okay.
I'd also remind you that I am wearing a lot of heavy, noisy armour.
Maybe you'll fit right in then.
Well, you guys
I
can...
don't have the discipline to follow that.
Sorry.
You guys could... You could stay hidden somewhere normal. I'll go down invisible. And then, as the doors are beginning to close, once they go through, I jam something in the doors to stop them from completely closing. Then go, guys, and then we go through.
I have another idea.
Look for other doors.
No.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a good idea.
I'm just making sure we know.
Smartest I've ever been.
I'm just aware that you and I can barely keep our eyes open at this point.
Yeah.
It might be an idea for you to do that thing that you do and make another one of those domes. We can rest, we can think about this, we can come at it after we've...
We'll be exhausted until we've had 8 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Can you not rest for that amount of time under that strange dome of yours?
We can, but...
I don't know if would it help you guys? Like I assume it would, but I don't want to stay here any longer than you guys. And this whole place is just
The sooner Blue and I are at our best, the sooner we get out of here.
okay.
Failing that,
I guess we could
miss-
take watch at least, or I can at least look down and see how. Well, no, sorry, ignore me.
People patrol this floor too.
We go downstairs, we find a corner. Everything here is black or white or some variation of that in between. You can make that dome a similar colour to blend in, at least well enough. We know from the fat giant that things can't enter here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remind me, what's on the ground floor? Was there furniture and stuff like that?
In the room you're in, yes, there's furniture. There seems to be various receiving chairs, sort of various lounges. You can see bookcases,
Okay.
little furniture tables for lamps and for dressers, effectively.
Sure.
There's a couple of coffee tables, wine tables in the middle. It seems to be somewhere between a welcoming room and a general functional sort of fireplace room.
So, like, hut, good idea. But I think Blue's idea is quite good because there is at least something we can hide behind. It's not like we're just stood there hoping they don't see us.
With your passive perceptions now from, again, this time the left door from the first floor, you can hear a
Downstairs, quick, go now.
as the clockwork noise seems to be getting louder. So down you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, down you go. So where would you like to go? You trying to hide anywhere, or you just
Surely
go downstairs?
Would it be better just to go halfway down and see what happens? Because we won't be able to see otherwise. Like what comes out, where it goes and stuff.
I think we should try and progress a little further. If we make the bubble now, then they'll find out we're here.
I'm gonna have to press you. The noise is getting louder. What would you like to do?
I'm happy to. I'll stay halfway on the stairs. to
Halfway
see
on the
where
stairs?
things are.
Two, are you
Alright.
going down?
Cast invisibility, stay up at the top, keep an eye on what happens.
I can only do invisibility once. If I do it then, I won't be able to do the plan.
I think it's our best option. You know what? Are you confident that you can hide?
Yes, definitely.
Alright, do it.
Sure.
Okay.
So we're
Are you
enacting
two of
plan
you are
blue.
going down the stairs.
We're enacting plan blue.
We are.
Okay.
They're coming in. When they come in,
So on the first
it's-
floor, right? That's what we're talking about. Not the ground floor, the first floor.
They're coming from the first floor. Yeah,
So
the
where we
first
would
floor
just show-
left door.
okay, so
You're
Okay, so
stood
just making
about
sure, yeah,
by the forwards door on the
So
left
tired.
balcony. Yeah, so if you imagine there's a clock
Yeah,
face,
yeah.
you're stood at 12,
Yeah.
and it's coming
No,
in
no, no.
from where 9 is on the clock face.
was there any tough furniture on the first floor or anything?
No, it seems to be fairly
Ground
open.
Ground floor.
Ground floor, yeah, there's furniture
Yeah, so
everywhere.
we've got to do it when the ground floor routine come through.
Okay.
Alright, then
So,
Aubrey
let's
Right.
just hide.
The
I'm-
door
will head down.
swings open,
I
and you
know
are
that.
all still stood
See
chatting
you later. Yeah.
as
No,
the
no,
noise
no.
happens. So,
See you later.
the door swings open and the noise gets louder all of a sudden, like a clicking chime noise as you see, this time hunched on all fours, a dog make its way out from the 9 o'clock floor and start to make its way round. I need one thing that you're all doing now. He is almost upon you.
I go. So it's coming out to the 9 o'clock door. I'm gonna go next to the door. So when it comes out, or I assume when it comes out, it doesn't see me. Or like try and hide next to where it's coming out.
It's gonna be quite a dash. You can try.
Doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've said it.
Sam?
I was heading to hide for the stairs, but yeah, I'll just take cover near the stairwell.
Near the stairwell. So down a few stairs, near the stairwell.
Yeah, so I can see it.
Okay, fine. And Theren?
Is there any other form of cover around?
Not on this first floor, no.
Then I guess Theron's exposed.
Oh
Or
shit.
Jetty, you can try and get down the stairs if you want.
Yeah, he would.
I'm giving you one action.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
fact.
He would make a dash for the stairs, so he's not.
Okay, so
Inside.
Theren, you managed to get down the stairs. Okay. Blue, I'd like you to make a stealth check. Aubrey, I'd like you to make a stealth check.
Yep.
Can you make it a disadvantage,
Yep.
please? Oh my god, Sam, stop rolling doubles.
That's amazing.
19. Yeah, I've done that like 3 times now.
Stealth for
It's pretty impressive.
I'm always getting a high number and a low number.
Yeah. So that was. So stealth for Aubrey is 11.
11 for Aubrey. Okay, and Blue?
Was
19.
19. Okay, and Theren, you are down on the ground floor. Sorry, I print so much stuff off and then I never get it out because you guys have...
Oh no.
No, it's good. You're doing it in a slightly different... Okay. So,
Falling our traps.
there we go. Right, so, what is its passive perception?
I say
What
dogs.
is that? What did you get, Aubrey?
It's 11, but I think dogs are really stupid. So
11. You manage to dash to the door, and as you fling yourself to the back wall, there's a moment where it's already started to come out.
Yep.
You misgauge the distance,
Right.
and by the time you slam into the wall behind it,
Yep.
it sort of gets out, and the clocking, and it stops and looks up at you, and you see
Yep.
just the strangest creation of clockwork construction. I want to be able to show you without showing you too much. I'll look at the picture without having a look at the
I
pen.
can't
You
see
see
your
there?
arms.
Hang on.
Oh, that's frightening though.
Let me see. I think I've got a miniature for it.
That's also frightening though.
Blah, 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 blah. We've got a miniature. I'll let you see the
I don't want
miniature.
to see it though.
Do you not?
I've decided.
It's pretty cool. There we go.
It's better.
That then. Show the camera. So,
Okay.
it's
It looks like he's got frightening face.
It's like a large dog. We're talking Great Dane sort of size as it comes out. It sort of looks up at you, and there's the ticking noise, that ding ding bells start chiming from in it as there's a noise that says, "Halt! Stop! Intruder detected! Intruder detected!" I'd like you all to make initiative rolls, please.
Is initiative a disadvantage?
Yep.
Yes, it is indeed, unfortunately.
Oh, blue, no! I never tell.
See
I can't see.
any of those are.
I've got other dice for you to use, David, if you need.
I probably will at one point.
Okay,
Initiative is plus.
so
No, I'm not going to use luck on that.
blue.
4.
4. Okay, 4 for blue. Aubrey?
8.
8. Theren?
9.
9.
You're on the ground floor. That'll be on traps.
The creature moves first.
Yep.
So. Okay. It will attempt. Yeah, that's what it's going to do. It sort of looks up at you. Intruder alert. Subdue. Drop weapon. You are trespassing. And it moves forward and its jaw disengages in a sort of clunk. And you see a large metal chain erupt from its mouth, slashing around at your legs and attempting to trip you.
Oh. Oh, no.
That is
no.
15 to hit.
That is my armor class.
Right, so I would like you to make a strength saving throw for me, please.
Yep. Whew, that was almost a 2. That's an unnatural 20.
So it hits you, but you
Yep.
do succeed the threat, so you are not knocked prone as
Very
this
important.
metal chain grabs around your leg, slashing at you slightly, but you manage to just jump out the way of the worst of it. But it is going to do 12 slashing damage to you
No problem.
as it comes out.
Yep.
You can see just all in it now. It sort of is powering up and powering up and powering up, and there are just gyros and gears whirling in it. It is the most amazing creation, if not horrific, stood next to it. It is now Theren's go. You are about 60 feet away. You are down on the ground floor. You'd have to go up the stairs and sort of round.
Anything else I can see?
Make a perception check.
Fucking exhausting.
No.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
right. So I'm ending this.
I'm letting
now.
you do it as a bonus action because you've got
That's
disadvantage
it
anyway.
anyway.
8. No, 6.
6. There's nothing you see. No, this dog is making all of the noise.
Okay, then he would just rush towards the noise.
Okay, so you're going to go up the stairs. And dash up.
30 feet won't get me all the way up.
It'll get you up to the top of the stairs and sort of just past blue. And then it's another 30 feet to the creature.
You?
You can do it
Okay.
in a dash.
No, he's going to go up to the top of the stairs. Thank you, Fiona.
Yep.
He's going to go at the top of the stairs and Eldritch Blast.
Okay, make your attack rolls.
Okay, first one is a 21, second one is
Hits.
a 14.
Hits.
Yeah.
Hey.
Roll for damage.
Where are my
Where are my d10s?
5 damage.
5 points of
sorry.
damage as the two blasts, again, that sort of trickling of light as there's green and purple flashes out from you. The creature buckles down but doesn't appear to be phased, but now sort of looks at you. Second, intruder. Alert, alert. Just making noises, and you start to see like an orange sort of light pulsing from inside it. You do see colour from this. It's strange. We go now to, because you've used all your things, Aubrey.
Yep.
Suggestion.
I'm going to reckless great weapon master on both my attacks.
Okay, make those attacks.
I will. So the first attack is that is a hang on.
Hang
Plus
on.
2. So it's 11, so the first one won't hit.
11. Your axe slams into the ground just where it was, but springs in its legs sort of almost seem to gyro it forward to the side as it looks up at you. Alert! Alert!
Oh, shut up! Be quiet! So advantage 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Nice.
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 Oh, it's a 10 slashing damage. Oh, it's Great Weapon Master, so it's 20 slashing damage.
20 slashing
go.
damage. Okay, this time the axe, you don't go for the devastating sort of below cut, you go for the sort of swing. It tries to jump and you clip all along the base of its legs. It just pulls itself away with this as you scratch all down the undercarriage of this creature as it sort of whirls to the side and picks itself up. Alert! Alert!
I know!
Right.
That's all I'm doing.
Okay, so we now go to blue.
Vicious Mockery.
Let sleeping dogs die.
So could you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Okay. It seems to have no effect.
Oh,
no!
Those stupid dogs that
So
don't have
you
wisdom.
start talking at it, but there's no reaction whatsoever.
Maybe he doesn't know you're there.
Shit.
Okay, in which case I will bonus action inspire Aubrey.
Hello.
And I know it this time. So
Thank you.
She can kill with her axe, she can wound with her sparks. She can ruin your face with her powerful arms.
what's the rest of it?
Maybe save him.
And she only comes down with a glass of whiskey. She fights like a storm and she's always amazing Aubrey to me. Now fuck it up!
It's the aggression at the end that gets Aubrey going.
I love it.
That's
That's
fantastic.
amazing.
Okay.
Small tear.
I apologise.
So,
I apologise.
I apologise.
that is your go.
Yep.
It is now the hound's go.
Doggo.
It's sort of looking at the both of you. It sort of looks and goes, alert, alert, danger, submit, submit, as it rears up on its legs and goes to just bite you.
Yep.
It has advantage on you because you are reckless.
I am reckless.
But you're not raging.
Not yet.
So
You didn't
that
rage.
I didn't.
is
I don't
a
want to cause more attention.
24 to
myself.
hit.
Oh yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah. You
Where
got
are
me.
where are my d10s? Okay,
Ooh.
right.
I did a verse 2 to that one.
16 piercing damage as you see this creature, its jaws open again, but this time serrated
27.
gears and discs almost seem to spin in its mouth as it jumps, grabs Aubrey's leg.
16.
You see the gears embed into the side of Aubrey's leg and stop. They slice in a bit, but don't quite get the
excellent,
purchase as you manage to kick it off you as it pushes to the back,
Bloody hell.
picking itself up for another attack.
Mm-hmm.
We now go to Theren.
Close the distance, stab it.
Do it.
Stab the fucker.
Stab the fucker.
12.
12 points of damage.
No.
No.
So 12 to hit.
Yeah.
12 does hit. Sorry.
Oh,
12 hits.
Okay.
Just.
groovy.
This thing is not quick. It is easy to hit.
8.
8. You manage to get your sword just between the metal plates that make up most of it, and you get into the sort of gyros and gears, pluck a few of them out with the jab of your sword as it sort of wheels around to face you now. Alert, alert, danger, danger.
High voltage.
It is now Aubrey's go.
It is my go. Yep. Two reckless attacks. Great Weapon Master. Not raging.
Do it.
Hang on. It's 15 for the first one.
Yep.
No, 10 for the first one.
Doesn't hit.
Yeah, because it's Great Weapon Master. Oh, that's 12.
Shoot.
12 just
Oh, it
hits.
does just hit.
Just hits. That's his AC twice.
Oh, come
Wow.
on.
It's only been 13 AC.
So hang on, that's 17 damage.
17
Slashing
damage. Again, the second time you manage to lodge your axe just deep into the torso of this creature, smacking it. It pushes back a couple of feet, whirring. You can see the gears now sparking from it. The damage beginning to affect its internal mechanisms. It's starting, the clicking is like as it sort of crunches, gears spitting out as it seems to collect itself again. It is now.
Yep.
Your anything issue on
Nope, that's everything.
Blue.
Kill steal. I'm gonna run in and stab it.
Run in and stab. Make your attack.
Oh,
19 plus whatever.
Hits,
And
yeah.
this is with my
Critical
longsword.
Critical nine.
D8. So that's 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage again. This time you managed to thwack some of the damage that Theren had done. More gears flying as you go for that weak point. As it just seems to be
Saving.
damaged and beginnings to fall apart, but it is not dead.
I want to see if you were thinking what I was thinking.
I was, but I'm going to save it.
Yeah, I totally get it.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
So,
Mystery.
it is still going, however.
Right.
It looks damaged. Pretty damaged now. But it is its go.
Has it stopped talking?
No,
Right.
it is not. As it is heavily damaged, it starts to
Oh,
go,
no.
warning, and the little deafening siren just blasts out, echoing into the hall. You can all make perception checks for me, babe.
Oh.
With disadvantage.
Natural 1.
4. No, 6.
6.
Is it just a normal
Just for
perception?
you normal, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was a bonus.
No, this is looking for something.
It's 11.
No, but it just rings out and it's just so loud. It's
Yeah.
it's unbearable being so near to it. As it does that, you see again as it lurches towards you for a
Brilliant.
second bite, because you've gone
Yeah,
back
got
to it.
reckless,
It knows to go for you,
It does.
unfortunately. But that's 2 4s on the roll, so it's a 9 to hit.
Does not hit,
No,
my friend.
this time it goes for you and you just kick it straight in the face. Gyros whizzing out of its mouth as it picks back,
I said, sit down!
like looking and jerkily moving right now. Theren,
I'm going to hit it again.
do it.
Hey!
That's over 12.
Hits. Surprisingly.
Oh, smug mode engaged.
Oh.
Natural 1 on the roll.
Yeah, but it's still 8
8
damage.
8 damage. Okay, this time you see its core now glowing, where this energy source seems to be powering it. All the gyros sort of going, it's going brighter and brighter. So you stab your sword into it, just miss. You can see more sparks as your sword just is ricocheting off all of the moving parts in it. Cogs, gears flying out, but it is still not quite dead. It is on its last legs right
Bring
now.
it. Okay, same old, same old.
So that's
You
your
could do
action.
with that.
Anything else you want to do?
That's it.
No. Aubrey.
Okay, 2 reckless, great weapon master. First one is the 21.
Yeah, how do you want to do this?
Oh, fantastic.
It's got 3 health left.
Lop its head off.
Yeah,
so I shut
this
the fuck
time-
up.
You go for it and you just sever the head, your axe sinking into the wooden ground below your feet as it just decapitates. Just the mess of gears and metal ricochets off everywhere as it.
Sleep now. Sleep now. Is
Yes, the door came
still
through slow
open?
open.
Yeah.
It is closed.
Damn it!
And that's where we'll take a quick break.
Ah, we fucked up.
We will come back to that in a second. See you in a bit.
Why? We do.
I could be wearing anything.
What, under there?
Mm.
We can only imagine. We come back.
Xerieos. After dark.
I'm going to have to burn that cushion.
There's a
The
moment
things we've done on this.
where the 3 of you stand over the
It's sexy.
severed, dismantled creation, this hound-like creature below you. And there's a moment where you all sort of stand to yourselves and you're about to discuss or congratulate or
No.
have
No.
No.
a
we're off.
disgusted anti-pep talk by Theren, whatever you're going to do.
He is good at this.
The clicking, that sort of which is stopped, restarts.
From the thing on the floor?
And it goes. I'd like you all to make dexterity saving throws,
Oh,
please.
fuck.
Something I forgot, just at the end of last combat.
Is this a disadvantage thing?
No, it's the same.
No, this is a saving throw, so just a straight disadvantage. Straight dexterity check.
Oh no.
Stop. My heart.
Oh wow.
13.
13.
Take it.
Yeah, you pass.
10.
No.
9.
No. So,
We were proper looking over at it.
you take half damage from this.
Yep.
As the creature, you see its inner core constantly emitting heat and power. Now that the machine around it has destroyed, you see it overheat rapidly and with a fiery explosion of shrapnel and heat. You both take 6 fire damage and you take 3 fire damage. And the localized of fire that sort of stretches out. It almost threatens to ignite the wooden banister, but quickly the fire is snuffed out by whatever treated material is on this mezzanine level.
Oh.
There are bits of gear and metal everywhere.
Theren pulls a bit of gear out of his shield. Blue, your thing, the hut thing, does it last long enough for us to just rest?
We really want to... Oh, would like a short rest?
No.
I mean, I'm not... How long has it been since we had our rest? Has it been a whole day?
We're also
by
exhausted.
the time-
You are sleepy.
By the time that you got to the tower
been over a
itself,
day,
it probably
hasn't
would have been around sort of 3-4 o'clock. You left in the morning to go on your first sort of
Did you
travel
say it
about
took a
sort of
day
7,
to
8.
get up? Oh,
no,
okay.
no, it took
Oh, it's
most
in
of the rest
the
of the
whole
day.
day, right.
Yeah, most of the rest of the day. It took you about 2 hours to descend and about 4 to come back up. So it's about 4 o'clock by the time you got here. But already the light from outside is not beginning to fail, but you can see it's not as bright as it once was.
She's wounded. We're knackered. It's the logical thing to do.
It is, but what if there's more of those creatures? You saw it howl.
They can't breach the
They
bubble.
can't, but if there's lots of them, they might just surround it and wait.
We can stab through it.
Not if we're trying to rest, though. Either we do it up here, or we go outside again, or we can't go outside.
Can't go outside.
Can't go outside. Well, it did open, but yeah.
You couldn't actually check the door. It closed behind you, but...
It made a lock sound, so instantly Aubrey was like, well, that's it. no point in investigating this any further.
The furniture on the ground floor.
Yep.
What is there?
Reclining chairs. There's a couple of sofas, upright chairs. It's all kinds of equipment for a lounge room, effectively. Some sort of welcoming entrance room / entertaining room, a parlour room, effectively.
So is there a rug?
There is a rug, yeah.
We could... my bubble is very conspicuous, but maybe we could cover it in a rug. These robots... No, that's a crap idea.
It's better than nothing.
The three of you hear is on the banister about 30 feet from you. A large raven sits there just watching you.
Is it the same one as before?
Make an itch check.
Oh. Why do I ask these questions aloud? I've got to be honest. Oh, it's an 18. That's fine.
Yes, it is, actually. It's similar sort of head movements as before.
Hey,
Sorry. You said hello. I sort of turned to these guys and said, do you think we're being watched?
I wouldn't be surprised if Carmendian Olian is watching us.
But
What do you think?
Yeah.
I think there's nothing to lose. And I turn to the raven and I say, are you from this world or are you from ours?
Sort of just
Oh god.
in that sort of bird-like way.
Nod once for yes. Twice for no. Or shake for no.
Sort of looks at you and
Yeah?
looks at Blue and just appears to be distracted.
Okay.
Wait, this might be an entire waste of time, but it's an animal and he's been known to have some, let's call it affinity with them. Don't know why I'm telling you, no idea what I'm talking about.
No, what?
You look even more confused. I draw a black claw and just hold it there. Like I'm showing the raven the sword.
Okay. Make an itch check.
At disadvantage.
Yes.
Shall I start making my bubble?
That is a nature 11.
11.
Birds
You
don't know shit about
bring
swords.
the sword out and you see its attention sort of drawn to the blade. But then it sort of looks at you and at other people. It doesn't seem to have particularly got its attention. It flies sort of towards you but to the side and lands on the floor about 10 feet away and sort of is hopping as birds do towards the sort of remnants of the creature you thought. It starts pecking at it and sort of lifting up a cog, lifting one and discards it. Hops up to a second one.
Go on before you explode.
I had one of those ideas again.
Yeah?
Maybe there's
2 in a
like
day.
I
They're
know.
just called ideas, Blue.
No, I
One
know.
of those ideas.
I think my nose has started to bleed. I've never thought this hard. There might be a device, like... So I'm thinking, when those creatures or the dog get near the door's open. So maybe there's something on the dog or somewhere near the dog that when it's near the doors, they go whoop. And because the crow's quest help, the crow's pointing us in that direction.
Question.
Can I have a look at the corpse?
Crow.
I make an investigation check.
I'm
As
also
you
gonna
start to do this, the raven sort of looks up and then flies off to the entrance and just sort of stands up by like a small window that's just open, and it sort of hops out and flaps out.
Oh. Oh, don't look at me, I'm not looking.
And I'm gonna say, "Come on, Blue. 2 ideas in a day."
Inspire yourself.
Come on!
Disadvantage.
Oh,
that's really not good. 9.
Oh!
9. You're going around, but you quickly realise that the explosion has dispersed most of the contents of this creature, not only on the balcony, but also on a significant part of the ground floor as well.
Is there anything in the dog at all? Like, I know you're looking at cogs and stuff, but was there anything that's different to the cogs at all?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Ooh, 16.
16. You see Blue going to do it, so you take a second
Yeah,
look.
I'll let him, yeah.
And there are a few things. There seems to be... Blue's just sort of like scattering around. You go for where its control core was, its engine, which is exploded, but there seems to be some sort of crystal in it, laced with metal wires. You can see what you actually appears to be electrum. It's something you've seen before, a blend of gold and silver that's used for its conductive properties. Yeah. But you're
the inventor, I don't know why.
Well, Aubrey would know this from her trading background.
Oh, yeah, that too, but also I'm like...
it's more the Blue that didn't notice it. But it's very badly damaged from the explosion.
Okay.
You also noticed that it was wearing a collar. Only because you see elements of the collar that have been discarded from the explosion on the top, but most of the collar is gone.
Yeah, fair enough.
You don't know where.
No, it exploded. I got hit. I probably had bits of it in me. I think, well, you're both looking at me.
You're doing something.
Well,
Find anything?
I think so, but I'm not smart enough to think about it out loud. I think...
You can think about it out loud. No, it's not like we're recording this, are we? You might need to talk.
Tell me what you're thinking. I'll help you where I can. Go on.
I think Blue is right to a certain extent, that there is... I know... Don't get your hopes up. It won't be 3 in a day. I think there is some sort of control mechanism. There's also this sort of collar thing as well.
Don't mind me. I just didn't plug my laptop in. It's all good. Don't worry.
That's good. I think maybe we need to wait till another one of those creatures has come out and try and disable it in such a way that those things are still intact. I think maybe the collar is linked to some sort of control. I'm saying words that Aubrey wouldn't know.
As in, there is something...
Aubrey's smart, come on. She's got a +1 to intelligence.
Well,
She's
slightly
pretty
above
smart.
average, but I don't think she knows anything about clockwork.
Well, no, but I mean, you know about colours.
I do.
Your theory is that there's something in these constructs that are opening the doors.
Well, that's Blue's theory, but I think...
Thank you.
Credit where's due. But I think also there's maybe some sort of central power that might be controlling them, or maybe dictating the patterns, perhaps. Because if they're on a regiment time, then surely at some point the things downstairs will come back, whether it's through main doors or through other doors. Well, it's not my strong point. I'm really hurt.
Shall I start making the bubble? Because it will take me a minute.
Start making the bubble.
Where should it go though? Are we going downstairs? Are we staying up here?
Is there a corner down?
Maybe a corner.
Is there a corner downstairs that we can?
The room is fairly large. It's about 60 feet by 80. Sorry, 80 by 80. Yeah, there are areas of the room, but You get the impression, now that you're looking around, that there are multiple tours and multiple passages that these creatures may go, based on the dust marks and everything. You get the idea that even with the bubble, if you set up in the room,
They'd be
it's a
walking into
large possibility they may either just walk straight into you or notice that something doesn't look like it should.
Let's try
Because it's constant patrol. And actually, now that as you're talking, there is a familiar noise from downstairs of the sort of.
Plan blue. Should we do it now? If we can't.
No, wait.
You want to follow these things?
I want to let them through. Invisible. Get a sturdy piece of furniture to keep the door open as we jump through.
My worry is that the door will shut and you'll be stuck on the other side.
That is also a very large worry of mine too.
And we can't, and it seems like we have no way to get through the door. I'm speaking very quickly, just so that we
No, I'm
If there's
sorry.
one
I
okay,
don't think it's a good idea.
Good. Fine. If there's just one, we could all wrestle it.
No, we'll try the main door. Try and get out of this fort.
But they're currently on the ground floor. This thing's coming
We'll
on the
wait
ground
until
floor.
they pass and then go.
Cool. There we go. Just wanted to make
Okay.
I think so, yeah. We're going to wait up here.
Fine.
Make sure they go.
Okay. This time, not the left door, but the right door opens. And you can see it swings. 3 more of these guards in
Same
perfect same formation, 2 at the front, 1 at the back, just make their way across the room from the right to the left door. You can see by the time they get to the middle of the room, the doors swing shut behind them. They get to the front of the doors and they open up.
Did they have collars on?
Make a perception check.
Doing alright with this perception. 17.
17. They do. Now that you're looking for them, you can see each one wears a collar with some sort of crystal in the middle of it. And as it approaches the door, there's a soft glow as it clicks open and opens. And they...
What
Move on.
colour does it glow?
a light grey.
Oh. Got really excited then for a second. I was like, oh, colour! Sure, okay.
Yeah. The only thing you've seen so far that's glowed a different colour
Is the,
is the furnace inside them.
Cool. Good to know. Alright.
Alright.
Should we try and get out the front door then?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We tootle
You
down.
make your way down. Across the room, you can see even down here there are sort of gears scattered everywhere. None of them have gone quite onto the central path that these creatures seem to be travelling, but the explosion from the top rafters has coated a good corner of the room, sort of the central part with sort of gears and apparatus. But you make your way over to the front door. Oh, locked.
I was like, where did all these gears come from? I was like, oh. I was like,
Wait.
oh, a clue!
That was me.
That probably got me. Alright, we can't get out.
No.
And so far we've only seen this pattern going back and forth at the ground floor, and then we've killed a dog upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still say the heart is our best option.
It is the best option. Should we just do it down here?
Do it.
Okay, if exhaustion's really gonna knacker us that much. Because I can just cure wounds us a couple of times.
Yes, but it's more than just that.
It depends. I want to...
It's just,
It's-
I'm worried by this place.
Me too.
Yes, I know.
Maybe
but
we should just take a short rest then, perhaps. I know it doesn't help with your tiredness per se, but maybe it gives us... Maybe then we can at least look at the watches and see what happens.
Does Blue have spells for that? Or did you give it up? You may have had it at one point, or you may have discussed taking it.
To...
Lesser restoration.
Yeah, I've got that, but it doesn't fix exhaustion.
Does it not? Are you
Nope.
sure?
Not according to this.
Ah, I thought it did.
Yeah. Condition can be blinded, deafened, paralysed, or poisoned.
Oh, there you go. That's rubbish, isn't it?
I mean, it is only lesser.
Yeah.
I guess so. I just expected more from Lesser, you know?
It can also cure one disease. So if you get...
I'm immune.
I've had all my jabs.
Cut straight through that one. Sorry, Blue.
I'm immune.
all of his jabs,
Shag
all of
all
his...
the dodgy
When he
prostitutes
does
you
lose his
want there.
virginity, ooh, Xerieos is in
It's
trouble.
coming for you. Can you cure me?
No, he is hopelessly in love with someone else.
We don't have time for this talk.
No.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Are you happy?
You're being very indecisive in a
Plan
courtyard.
blue.
at the moment.
Let's
Why
just
don't
do it.
Okay, let's.
Oh, bubble.
We're
Yes.
doing bubble. Okay, right. So I'll use a 3rd level slot so I can do it in 1 minute instead of 10.
Okay. I feel bad.
Where are you putting the bubble?
Yeah.
The bubble
Yeah.
is large.
Where should we put it?
As far against the door as we can.
Well, then the main door
Mm-hmm.
on the ground floor. I think that's wise. We've not seen anything come in, and we've only been here 5 minutes. What could possibly go wrong?
I mean, it is locked.
To us.
To us.
I mean,
Yeah.
you walked straight in.
I opened the door. Let's do it.
I'm-
And
Yeah.
it will stop anything else walking in as well.
Well, you're right. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, that is
I'm so sorry.
that is fair. To be fair, yeah.
Well, I mean,
It would stop
presumably
it.
I'd get my 3rd level spell slot back after a long rest anyway. So
Yeah.
as long as I don't sleep really, really badly.
I mean, yeah. Alright, bubble.
So, as you start
1 minute.
the castle bubble again, the raven lands on the banister. Looks at you. It's sort of there's a moment where the raven flaps,
Yes?
and you hear coming out of it Carmine's voice. For God's sake, what are you doing? Jeez, why don't?
Oh man.
Words fail me.
I would
Lauren's tired.
Darren's tired. I've been watching you. You've spent 6 hours here. You've been slightly bruised. Do you know where you are? For God's sake, I would have expected a little bit of intelligence. You're a trader. We did our homework on you. Aubrey, you should know at least roughly where you are. And Theren, nonsense. But you can cast magic. How do you not know where you are?
Where
I don't
are
know
we?
where I am most
You're in the
days.
Shadowfell.
Oh, yeah, what's that? Do I know what
Arcana
that
check.
is? We're disadvantage.
Oh, it's
Whoa,
not
not bad.
bad. 17.
Oh, blue, you guys.
16.
16.
No, 15.
Oh, I got something too. A natural 20.
Natural 20. The two of you know of the Shadowfell. You've heard stories about it. It's the place where the bogeymen live. The horrible shadow world of the world that you know, that's undead and zombies live past. You've heard tales, especially Theren in the Order, of the Shadowfell intercepting slightly with the material plane on various points of Xerieos, and the Order have been straight there to snuff out what they consider to be unholy intrusions onto the material plane. Blue, you've heard of it as well. Tales of creatures from the Shadowfell, castles haunted by powerful vampires. You've heard tales of creatures that lurk literally in the night to come out into the material plane and steal children away. You've all kinds of fairy tales you've heard of. And Aubrey, you actually, through your trading contacts, you will have met at least a couple of people that have dealt with artifacts from the Shadowfell. You know it to be a very evil place. Your family don't get near anything that's rumoured to have been in any way connected to the Shadowfell due to rumours of curses, rumours of undeath, necromancy, all the types of magics that thrive here. This raven is just flapping and just, you can see the voice seems to be disconnected from the raven itself. It seems to be trying to act and is just frustrated with the things. As Carmine's voice just cutting through, you are on a plane. No, I need to tell you this quickly. You are on a plane of negative energy.
Yes.
The longer you stay here, the worse its impact. Blue, I saw you have a mini fit on top of that mountain. You've been here 10 minutes. If you sleep here, what do you think that's going to do to you?
That's what I was thinking. But
Look,
let's keep going, guys.
you do what you want, but there's something you should know. Okay? Time passes slowly here. Every day you spend on the Shadowfell equates to 10 days back on the material plane. The longer you spend
Oh my
here,
God.
the longer time will have travelled. I'm just saying, you might want to deal with this bit as quickly as you can,
How
okay?
long has it been?
6 hours.
Yeah.
So you probably arrived about 9 o'clock in the morning. And it's probably about 4:15, 4:30.
Carmen, you and I are going to have a very long talk when I am back.
Oh, I'm sure we are, but unfortunately for you, my dear friend Theren, I appear to be the only person that can get you off this plane, so, chin up. Positivity.
Right, let's.
Oh, look at him. You can see the raven just sort of like breathing about. Look at him. He can't help himself. He knows. He knows if he pisses me off, he's not coming back. Oh, I might just not bring him back. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? You see the raven sort of pass around looking at the two of you. Look, anyway, did you find the collar? I've been watching. It's so obvious you need the collar.
Well,
No?
we destroyed the
Let's
last
go
one.
back and find the fucking collar.
Look, I just thought I'd give you some information. You can
Why?
stay here if you want.
No,
You
you're
can
right.
sleep here if you
Come
want.
in, thank you.
But those creatures, they're going to move.
Just an FYI, if you're hiring people, it's good to tell them these things first.
What?
It doesn't matter. Any conversation we spend on this person
He's right,
Wait.
is wasted. Let us just carry on.
Let's look for a collar.
Well, you do that. Come in. Can you? You've been out and had a look around the castle. Is there anyone outside, any patrols or anything like that could come inside?
A few more of those clockwork creatures. They're fascinating, really. I've never seen anything
How
like
many?
them. I've seen at least 2 or 3 on the battlements. They seem to work literally like one of those clocks that you get in parlours. They seem to just spin around and round and round.
But not coming inside.
No, they seem to be on regimented routes. But we've only been watching a few minutes. I couldn't tell
I
you.
understand. Okay, so it looks like
Should we power on?
Yes.
yeah.
Does someone with a little more intelligence want to look for this thing?
I'll take a look. I want to go
For-
up and try and find the collar.
Okay, so Aubrey
I
had a
found
look
the
at the
collar.
top and
Oh.
couldn't see any of the collar. But now that you've been down, you've seen debris on the ground floor.
Okay,
it could
then I
be
want to look.
make an investigation check.
3!
That's my boy.
Unnatural
Theren.
20.
Natural 20, hidden just behind one of the chairs,
Under a
smouldering
cushion.
still,
Me boy.
That's
is
my boy, Theren.
half of the collar with the crystal still luckily intact.
Cool. Right. Do you want to look downstairs or upstairs?
What would you suggest? We're thinking good stuff upstairs.
Yeah, I honestly, I knew at the castle, but I'm afraid I know nothing of inside. But you feel
The first
capable.
door.
I'm sure you guys can figure it out.
On the left?
No, the upstairs.
Okay, let's go for that.
Before you go, because I assume you don't have much time. Is there anything that you've not told us about this place? This fortress.
Well, yes.
You might want to tell us now.
Well, death here is permanent. Probably should tell you that.
As opposed to all the temporary death.
Well, yes.
Great, now I've gone sarcastic.
Well, clearly, you must have heard of resurrection magic. Expensive, but I mean, in the upper classes, we do it all the time.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Can you send word to? Oh God, I can't remember her name. The captain. No, not
Such
Thatcher on the ship, and make sure that she knows what's happening. That we may be several days and stuff. She might leave after a week.
Thatcher will wait as long as we need her to.
Maybe
Don't you
let
worry
her
about
know.
that. I will deal with Thatcher. Anyway, must be going. Dangerous here. If I lose conduit with this little thing, then you're all by yourselves.
Okay.
That's not good.
No, it isn't, is it?
Right.
Good luck.
Let's leave us to it.
Fair winds.
Alright,
Flaps off.
Let's get the
up the stairs.
Yep.
The first door we were going to go to.
The
up
middle
there.
door.
Yes.
All right.
The middle.
I go up.
Yeah.
I'm presuming followed by these two.
Yep.
And hold the collar.
Okay. The door's open in front of you.
Have my axe
As there's a
ready.
small path. In front of you is a large room. You see somewhere between a large dining hall, a big stateroom with long Hogwarts-style tables, very formal setting, big fireplaces to the side. You see a high table at the top, a large throne almost, a chair, very elegantly carved, much grander than anything else around it. The table has been laid for a large banquet. You can see huge serving plates, knives, forks, cutlery. The whole place is equipped in a beautiful way, but there's no food. Absolutely no food at all. By the throne, you see a few things. You see 5 chairs on this high table sat around it. The throne itself is made, and the thing that strikes you about all these chairs is they're the only 5 things in the room that have colour on them. One of them seems to be made in a beautiful ruby shape. The second one a much darker blood red. Like a blood ruby of some kind. You can see sapphires have been embroiled into one of the chairs on the right. Topaz onto the other one. And centrally the throne seems to have diamond incorporated into it. So going around the table, you can see on the left you've got rubies. Then the blood rubies.
Blood red, sapphire, topaz, diamond in the middle.
Exactly.
I turn to Aubrey.
Mm-hmm.
In the nicest way possible, you look like shit.
I do, but we don't have time to worry about me.
Well, forget it. I hold my hand up,
Holding out for
hold for a second, just go, please still work.
Sorry, I'm getting... Sorry, I got this slightly wrong. I've said ruby and blood twice. It's kind of like a ruby blood sort of coloured stone.
Yeah, one's like bright red, one's dark.
exactly.
darker red,
The
yeah.
second one is emerald. Sorry, I should have said
so
that. So it goes
ruby,
ruby, emerald, diamond,
sapphire.
topaz.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry about that.
Okay, so Theren would like to use lay on hands
Yeah.
and heal Aubrey for 18 hit points.
Okay. That familiar, the light.
Oh, so it works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cure wounds myself.
You don't realise how cold it is in the room until the energy sort of permeates through you, that the health comes back. And then Blue, you're healing as well?
Yep.
Healing himself. Thank you.
+5.
Yeah, plus 5.
No, just
Thank you.
14 points. So that familiar healing energy just
sweet.
galvanises you slightly.
Exactly back to max. Boop.
Good.
Right.
Right. Would these things?
Go forward, don't touch anything.
Nope.
No plans to.
Nope. Let
Draw
them have a big
shield, bear claw, and I want to advance towards the thrones.
Okay. The 3 of you, as you advance, make investigation checks for me, please.
Get the bad rolls up.
No, I wasn't thinking that, but yes. Oh.
Sorry, what was that?
So,
10.
10, 7,
Fine.
9. Okay. The only thing that grabs your attention as you go through the room is that the cutlery seems to shine in a sort of precious way. You would imagine this is actually very fine ornamental equipment. Between all the sets of cutlery, the plates, the glasses, the goblets, the serving platters, there's a decent amount of expensive metalware here. You would hazard probably in the region of about 250 gold's worth.
And it doesn't look like it's been touched, is there like dust everywhere?
And now that you look through it, everything is quite dusty, yeah.
Should we take some?
No, it
No.
could be a trap.
Yeah.
If anything, I would bet that this whole place is a trap.
Considering that you just said that Aubrey has dealt with people who have been to the Shadow of Hell or some description, have they ever talked about 5 different kinds of chairs?
Make a history check for me.
Hey, it's a good question.
Yeah, it's an 11.
Do the books mention 5 sorts of chairs?
No, sorry. Make a history check.
Then
And
books.
Blue, you can if you want as well.
Ooh! That's a bit better.
15.
15.
Careful.
Ooh.
Oh!
What's this history?
Picture books.
Then thrown.
16.
16. No, the 2 of you don't know of any story particular with 5 chairs, no. But it does strike you as important. The fact that they all glow compared to the greyness of the rest of the room immediately draws not only your eye but also your mind as you think about why. You would fathom that they're important somehow to the room.
Ooh.
Important to the room.
Their colours were ruby, emerald, sapphire, topaz, and
Ruby,
diamond.
emerald, diamond, sapphire, topaz.
Yeah. Diamond, the big throne in the middle.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down.
So my question
To Ryan
Yeah.
is, we've been reminded of the Shadowfell. Do we know of other planes?
Maybe Arcana check.
We've been to the plane of the Fairy King.
So I'm thinking that could be green. Oh, that could have been really good, but
What was
it's not.
It was like a 3.
minus 1, so 2.
As I say, you know you've been to the Feywild. But apart from that, Xerieos is another plane you would assume, the normal plane.
Yeah.
It's strange. And actually, now that you think about it, do you remember the Feywild? You spent a long time there and almost instantaneously made it back to the material plane. So potentially, time dilation is a thing between the planes. You seem to be able to spend a lot of time on the Feywild without much impact on the material plane. Perhaps this is the other way around. I'll give you that, even with the 2.
Stupid question.
Mhm.
Aubrey's a trader.
Yes.
Obviously has dealt. Shut up. Has dealt with these kinds of stones before.
Yes.
What is the order of like highest to lowest value
Preciousness.
of preciousness? Yeah.
Oh, that is a good question.
Oh.
Not a stupid question.
Very good
Aubrey's a trader.
Aubrey's a trader.
'Cause-
Is she?
You would just know that. No, that's a very
Yeah,
good question.
that's
So,
because I assume
diamonds are the most expensive.
So as the throne, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruby, emeralds, and sapphires are almost a sort of close second. At that point, you start digging into
Yeah.
purity, with topaz being not as expensive as the others at all. But diamonds are much more expensive than everything else.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Diamonds also have a lot of purpose in spellcasting. You know that diamonds are the crucial components of quite a few spells, which is why a lot of people trade in them.
Yeah, it makes sense as the throne is made of diamond. That's cool. That's what I wanted to check. It wasn't like some sort of hidden. Ooh, topaz is the real gem here. Like, cool. So
Good thinking.
I said to no one.
Do we think that the emeralds are linked to the Bear King at all?
Oh, well, I was just like, I know we're in a different world now. Been in the Feywild, but I don't think that means anything.
He said he'd be able to see whatever I was doing as long as I have this sword. Do you think he can see this?
He may have been bluffing. Who knows? I mean, does he watch you when you go to the loo? Probably not. I'd turn off at that point.
Put the sword away. Nope. Sheath that.
Draw bear claw. Point it blade towards the.
You notice, without even thinking, you had it in your hand. You go to draw it, but it's in your hand already.
Oh, that's convenient. No, nothing to dig
Don't
into
worry.
there.
Do we notice that at all? That he makes that sort of double take?
Make an insight check.
It's like when you go around your house looking for your keys and you're holding them in your hand.
It's 11. Probably not.
11? Not really.
No,
No.
I'm too busy looking at the throne.
I'm
Yeah,
like
Theren's always got his sword.
I'm licking the frog. I don't give a toss.
Point at the green throne.
Yeah.
Do you see any of this?
The emerald.
Nothing.
Right, get closer to the.
It's away now.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
can't look at you.
This way?
So, I mean,
If there's nothing else to this room apart from cutlery and the thrones, there's no other entrances or exits.
There don't appear to be any. Make an investigation check.
Oh, good.
No.
4.
Not that you can see. No.
Is there any more room behind the thrones, or are they against the wall?
There is about 15 feet from the throne to sort of the back of the wall. Yeah.
Okay, I want to go walk
yeah.
around and have a
I don't
look.
want to go the opposite way.
Okay. What are you looking
Everything before
What-
I
what are you looking
inevitably
for?
sit on.
I just want to see what's there first.
for? Okay. Perception checks.
7.
10.
10. With a 10, you do notice in the dust on the floor,
Mhm.
there is a path that has been trod around the table, around the back of the thrones.
Okay.
But you don't see anything else. No, the back of the chairs are lit and coloured like the front of them, you can see gems have been set in these chairs everywhere.
And there's no inscriptions on the chairs or anything like that. I know, appreciate. I have to go very close to them to see that.
If you can go and have a look, if you go close.
I'm going to go close.
No, you don't need to roll.
Okay, cool.
There are no inscriptions. No, it's beautifully gilded and patterned. The chairs have had a lot of effort and care put into them. Even the 4 regular chairs are garishly, opulently designed. The throne is something else. It is a large structure built of stone and wood with beautifully plump cushions. It's very inviting.
Standing, if I stand in front of the diamond throne and look out, do I just see the hall, the food? Like there's nothing on the back wall that says here is the riddle. Sit in these chairs in a certain order or anything like that.
An alignment of candelabras.
Make a deception check.
13.
13. You don't see anything saying this is the riddle, no, to be fair, but it's worth asking. You do see more paintings, big tapestries on the walls, beautifully decorated, especially around the fireplaces. You can see more of the hunted animals have been hung, but nothing that strikes you as riddle.
Yeah, no deliberate thrones in paintings or anything like that.
No.
Cool.
Fireplace. Is it chimneyed?
The fireplaces, you'd have to go up and have a look. Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, you sort of go up to them, sort of poke your head up. There's a sort of soft breeze sort of going up. You would hazard the guess they connect to the outside.
Oh, okay.
Light a fire.
Yeah? Okay, is there some wood? Any kindling?
Can't you just...
No, there's no fuel by the fire. The fireplace is empty, beautifully laid out, but there's no burnable material in it.
I mean, I have a torch or two, he says. So noted it down, but I remember you giving me some.
We've got torches, which there's no fuel to burn.
Well, I can set it off, can I? Yes.
Yes, you can. You've done it before.
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
That's the
But
one.
in your Explorer packs, you'll also have things like tinderboxes.
Yeah,
and
tinderboxes. Should we light a fire?
Yeah.
Yes. Torches? How many do you think we'll need?
2, 3.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay, with 3 torches, yeah, it makes a small fire, but flames start to rise up. You can see the smoke of the torches, which now burn much brighter than they should. With the torch is supposed to burn over a longer period of time, but it all goes, and you can see the smoke is being drafted up the chimney, focused up so it doesn't go into the room. The light of the fire spreads an orange glow about 20 feet or so into the room. It goes into the sort of the front of the table. It lights everything up in a reassuring orange colour, actually. It's amazing how much more alive and comfortable you feel with the light. You can see colour all of a sudden. You didn't realise how oppressive it was, but it's comforting.
Well, can I sit in the throne now?
No.
Oh.
I have an idea, but it might just be a blue idea.
Go on.
That's rude.
Yeah.
Let's hear the eye, actually. Let's hear the ideas.
Throne. This is laid out for a feast, right? And there are thrones and stuff. Not sitting in any of the chairs. What if we pick up a glass and tap it to almost make a toast? Welcome things in, bring it to life.
See what we mean? Kind of try and reignite the people that aren't here. That's creepy.
But it's a very long stretch, and we just said we weren't going to touch anything.
Fuck it. I walk over, grab one.
Yeah. You pick up the glass.
Grab
It's
the closest
a
glass.
heavy metal. It's beautifully made. Goblet of decent value. Great craftsmanship.
Remember your promise if I don't make it. Pick up that cutlery. Tap 3 times.
Ding. Make a perception check.
9.
9. It rings into the room, and there's nothing.
Phew, thank God.
Awesome, but now we can
God.
take some.
No! Stop!
Do you?
No.
Hey, don't read into
I
ask
would
you
stop.
that.
I would stop.
Not
Luke.
because I'm like great at trap. It's more just like I need to know if something's actually
I want
happening.
to have a look at the goblet. Is there kind of metalwork on it?
Yeah, the metalwork is beautiful. They're beautifully ornate. They are artisan goblets. As I say, there is immense value to the equipment on the table.
I turn the goblet to the thrones
Yep.
and say, "To our attended lords," and wait.
Words ring into the room. Nothing happens.
No, that's okay. You said there was a.
I love the idea though. That's
Thank
a
you.
great idea.
I thought it was a great
Really
idea,
good.
but I didn't
really
want to do it though. I'm glad someone else took about it. The paintings and stuff like you said, there's creatures. Is there
Yeah.
a portrait of the man that was downstairs at all?
Oh, yes, there is.
Sweet. What
You
is he
see
doing?
him above the fireplace. This time he's at a desk reading, and he sort of almost appears to be sort of holding a book in one hand and holding a quill in the other, sort of reading and writing at the same time. It's a ridiculous pose. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to look clever, but he just looks ridiculous because nobody reads and writes at the same time. Not
Is-
like that.
Anything from the room in that portrait?
Ooh, good question.
That is a good question. Yes,
What?
you can see the 5 chairs in the background of the painting,
Yeah.
painted into the painting, but grey.
Are
But-
they being sat on?
Not being sat on.
Is there an
Just
inscription
the
anywhere
fabric.
that says like Lord Blackwood?
It's difficult. It's about 20 feet into the air, this painting, so you'd have to get higher.
Right.
No, don't use your spell for it.
I am going to go and sit on the big one.
It's unfair, isn't it?
He's allowed to.
Well,
So you walk over.
wait.
Because I am the most expendable here.
Wait.
Wait.
What if we just tie a rope around you so that if you get stuck, we can try and pull you off? Hey,
Theren does not know what that means.
no. Meant to be
What do you mean, David?
No, David
So
knows
rude.
it. Theren
So
doesn't.
rude.
stuck on the front. Look, I'm running out of ideas. Okay,
No, it's a fine
No,
idea.
no,
Do
no,
it.
no, no,
Do
no.
it.
I've
Run the
tied a rope round Theren, which we have discussed. We are really good at now, so we don't need to make checks.
I walk over to the big diamond one.
I can't look. But
Well,
I do.
you know.
I do. I'm ready to pull. Pull the
Ready?
rope.
Aubrey just watches.
Ready?
No. This is something's gonna happen. I can't look. But I do.
We don't get on, but I do. You're a trusted ally and a friend.
Let's not do this now. Sit the fuck down.
You are like a brother to me.
Time is money. Come on. You are.
I sit.
I can't look.
You sit in the diamond
I
chair.
sit in the diamond chair.
Okay. As Theren approaches the chair, gathers himself, and sits in it, made a soft boom, and the chair and the colour and the glow just vanishes, and suddenly Theren is sat in a grey monochrome chair. Even the diamonds seem to have disappeared from the back of it.
Oh, cook.
What about the painting? Is the colour in the painting?
Doesn't appear to have changed.
Okay. Before Theren stands up, I pull him off the chair.
Pull him up.
Yeah.
The chair remains void of colour.
Okay.
I'm going to go and sit on the next one.
Which one? You've got 4 to choose from.
The emerald one.
Green.
Okay.
Wait, no. Which is the one that's of the least value? You know this.
Topaz, but all the rest are in a similar.
I'm going to go and sit on the topaz chair now.
Unless,
So the one on the far right.
sure.
Please be ready. I walk over to the topaz chair. I sit down.
The colour disappears from it.
I'll let him go. I'll let him voice.
No, Theren doesn't move. He just looks slightly constipated, sort of squatting uncontrollably,
I
but
can't
no.
believe we're frightened of chairs. Okay.
No, it isn't great. Just have to like.
At this point, I'm just going to go down the list.
There hasn't been a single chap in here. Like, just saying.
Don't say that. It clearly is.
Walk up.
Yep.
Go to the next one.
Okay.
Which one?
The one that's right next to the topaz.
Sapphire.
Sit down on it.
Colour goes.
Up. across, emerald, down.
Okay. Even as you just touch the chair, the colour goes. You go to sort of pull yourself into it before you even sit down.
Do we have it? Does it just go out, or does the colour go somewhere?
Out, like someone flicks off a light.
Right. And there's nothing else in the room that changes colour.
All right. So logically, if there is anything that's going to happen, it will be when this one goes.
Okay. Are we ready?
No.
You're going to have to be.
I know. I have stupid ideas.
This time I just touch the chair.
So the one on the far right, the ruby.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the
far
last
left,
one.
the
The
ruby.
last one, the ruby.
Okay.
Oh.
As you touch that final chair,
Mm-hmm.
the colour disappears again. All 5 are now grey. There's a moment where nothing happens, and then they all flash together, and you just hear a soft voice echoing without location, just all around, and it just gently says, "Incorrect." All the chairs light up again,
Sudden.
and
All right.
then you hear some scuttling
Oh,
fuck.
for God's sake.
as sort of floorboards, or essentially pieces of stone, are lifted, and mechanical beetles, clockwork beetles, the clockwork, they just start spilling out. I'd like you to roll initiative.
No!
Please. Oh.
Oh, blue, why? Oh, Fiona, why?
Why, Fiona? Why? Boop. Okay, so
11.
11 for Theren. Okay, blue.
3.
3 for
Natural
blue.
1.
Aubrey.
Sorry, 12.
12.
I know.
Oh, you go first.
Oh!
It also got 12, but I let players go first. So,
Nice, okay.
you see, so Theren is sort of stood by the chair. The beetles have appeared from the floor about 15 feet from him at the closest to that chair. As they spill into the room, you can see a swarm of sort of 100, 150 of these tiny clockwork creatures.
Oh, shit.
And the noise is not quite deafening, but it's certainly oppressively loud. The whirring, but just thousands of those clicks at the same time. What would you like to do?
Okay, you said loud, so I rage.
Okay, Aubrey rages. You can see the familiar crackling of lightning around her,
Light bugs.
lighting up the room.
So
That's
can the bugs make a dexterity 14?
14.
Yes, it's gone up.
Yeah, I got 14.
Oh, that's still half. Oh, 2.
2.
Duh.
2 damage. You can see
Yeah.
the lightning sort of flicks through them.
Cool, and then, 2 attacks.
Okay, as you run up, regular or...
No, we'll go reckless. Why the hell? It works very well.
Okay.
So the first one is unnatural 20,
A natural 20.
and the second one is 16.
Both hit.
Oh, sweet. Okay, first one is sorry, that is a 7
7
slashing
points of
burn.
damage, yep.
Yeah, and then here's the other one.
Powerful
8.
strikes there.
8 slashing damage.
Dude, it's just the unluckiness of the D12, you know,
Yeah.
1 and a 2. You see Aubrey just swing through this, clattering several of the beetles with each swipe, but incredibly quickly gathering the inefficiency of slashing a weapon through what is a swarm of now flying creatures that are whirring with wings as they drone around.
Yep. That's everything.
And it was reckless, wasn't it?
It was reckless. Please
You
attack.
watch as they now buzz round, taken to the air and occupying Aubrey's space. As they buzz round and you see them now beginning to whir at her. It's going to make a bite attack
Good.
with
good.
advantage.
Yep.
It is a 5 and a 3. Jesus Christ, a 10 to hit. No, you can see them attacking Aubrey from all angles, but she just doesn't flinch. You can see her just brushing off and swinging rapidly and hitting them off as they get near her. Theren.
Hold on.
1 moment, please. There's just like 1 sec. You got this, Aubrey. Oh man.
I'm going to get ready to swipe them off. I'll see what you do first.
Okay, so how far are they from me?
They are about 15 feet from me.
Okay, and they are completely surrounding Aubrey.
Yeah,
Just-
they're in her
just the
space.
one.
They're
the one
occupying
swarm.
her space. Yeah.
Do it. Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay.
You can still attack the swarm in a close combat attack if you want.
Yeah,
You're not going
I
to hit
know.
Aubrey.
Mm,
It's just...
It's not going to
It's
be
not-
very effective
well,
because attacking a swarm.
but we can get down its numbers though.
Okay, I'll keep
She
that.
says to no one.
All right, Theren is going to run over and he is just going to slice at the swarm.
Okay, make your attack.
Slice up the swarm. Ooh.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Okay, that definitely hits.
Yay.
Easy hit.
Yay.
9 points of damage.
9 points. Okay, again, you just start... You take 4 or 5 of these creatures out. They're still swarming in the sort of hundreds or so, but you take some out. That's your action.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, fantastic. We go down to Blue.
I'll do the same. Have a swipe.
Are you coming up as well? Fantastic. Yep. Natural 1. You Blue, you just try and swarm through, but you just, your weapon passes around them as they swarm like a shoal of fish. Around the weapon, as you glide it through the air, they part beautifully around it.
I have a question. Are these creatures counted as one creature or...
This is a swarm creature, yes. So it is a one creature made of hundreds of constituent parts.
Ooh. Gross.
Right.
Doesn't answer your question.
It does, I'm just not sure if it helps.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that Theren has dealt with a swarm before very handily.
Well, that's what I thought you were going to do.
Unfortunately, you were all within 5 feet of this swarm at this present moment.
Yeah.
Do with that what you will. It is now back to Aubrey.
So it's around me. Would
Mm-hmm.
again? Is this Fiona talking? Hello.
Hi, Fiona.
Hello. Commentary. If I did 2 attacks on it whilst it's in my area, would they count at disadvantage, or do I have to move it out of the area to attack them?
No, you can attack them.
Okay.
They're showing your space. Yeah, it's easy
Right,
to
just
attack
like-
while
yeah.
they're swarming you. Yeah,
Perfect.
totally.
Just wanted to make sure. Cool. Well, 2 reckless attacks then. Well, no, first of all, we'll do Storm's Aura. So 14 dexterity saving throw. Can you please?
Oh, they're in your
That
space.
is a 13.
So...
No, they have to.
13.
So 6 lightning
6
damage.
points
then.
damage. This time the electricity is arcing between multiple units as it blasts them out of the air as they swarm around Aubrey.
Fantastic.
Their numbers dwindling.
Alright, so 2 reckless attacks then on top of that. So the first one is a 19.
19 hit, yeah.
And... Whoa! Natural 20 on the second
Natural
one.
20. So roll the regular one
Yes,
first.
I will. Which is,
Good. Get that out of your system.
Get the one out, yeah.
Sorry, another one out. That's a 7 slashing damage to begin with.
Okay, perfect. You get a few with the first swipe.
Okay, and then are we... Sorry, I always ask this. Are we rolling 2 dice or are we just doubling?
You do what you want, as long as you're
Yeah.
tell me what you're doing.
Alright, so I'm rolling 2.
I don't mind.
Oh,
That's a 10 and a
nice.
12.
That's a 10 and a 12, yeah. And with... 10 on 12 is 22, 26, 28 slashing damage.
28. Halved to 14. 36. Wow, okay. You see Aubrey this time changes tactic and with the flat of the axe just paddles them like a game of tennis. As you see tens falling to the ground, the swarm now easily below half of its original strength.
Nice.
Log mode in cage. Alright, I'm done.
It is, however, the swarms
That's
go
cool.
as
Go for
they
it.
continue to swarm around Aubrey, the easy
That's
target.
Yep,
That's fine.
that's fine.
That's fine.
This time it's an 18 to hit,
That does hit.
so they will hit this time. Good.
Perfect. Good. Take
You're
that.
raging, so.
Now, well, that's quite a lot of dice.
Okay, you take 17 piercing damage, halved to 8,
Mm-hmm.
and you also take...
Half to 7.
It's 17.
Oh wait, no,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't worry.
16.
And you also
Thank
take 2 poison damage on top of that
Oh,
as well.
Okay.
As the hundreds of little nips start to swarm you like bees. But it is now Theren's go.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's going to slash at it again.
Do it.
Slash, slash, slash. Wee.
Nice.
22.
Hits.
You're getting ones.
Oh.
8.
8. Okay.
Neat.
Yeah, there's not many of them left, but they're still swarming and getting under clothes and in the joints of armour. They're even starting to become interested in you now. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Okay, Blue.
So, take a swipe. That is 13.
13 doesn't hit.
No,
No, unfortunately. You swinging and swinging, but every time you go to hit it, either Theren or Aubrey just gets in the way. And you're like, ah! Anything else you want to do?
Nope.
Aubrey.
Okay, well, I'll Storm's Aura first.
Yep.
Yes.
Dexterity saving
Go
throw.
for it.
That
We
is a
don't.
5. That is a fail.
5 lightning damage.
5 lightning damage. Okay, yeah, more of them fall to the floor. There's probably only 20 left now.
Cool. Well, then I'll still do it to reckless attacks. Natural 20.
Natural
Nice.
20.
And then the second one.
Oh, wow.
Double natural 20.
That's-
Holy shit!
Right,
Is
how do
that-
you want to do this? Because you can't survive that. It can't.
I genuinely don't know.
You can roll the damage if you want.
No,
but
I think that's.
You might be at 47.
I don't think I will. I will.
Are
Basically,
you not going to be happy until someone beats 47?
Yes.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Roll it.
No, it's too late now. I'm
you just
literally.
wait until Blue's levitation drop. That'll be the like.
Definitely.
And then I'll just do another smite.
Yeah.
I'm going to do like almost like a baseball swing and just get the rest of them into the fire.
Yeah. It's not just one hit, it's
Yeah.
multiple
Oh,
hits. As they all go, and between 3 or 4 swipes, they scatter into the fire and are put out.
Nicely done.
I do pest control. No.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Can you do anything about her wounds?
Yeah.
We just need to get out of here. Have a look at the throne again. Maybe we can do. Oh no.
No, there must be something in the portrait. It's
Sorry.
It's not really just the creatures, yeah.
And there must be something in the portrait that's going to give us the right order or something around here. Go, do it.
Do I have your consent?
Yes.
I'll do a second level.
Oh,
Generous man.
I know. So Jen.
I want to look at the portraits, but specifically, I want to look from
50.
if
Ooh,
I'm standing at the main throne
Yep.
from the left all the way across. Is there in the portraits a throne, and if so, in what order do they appear?
Okay. You can make me. It would be with advantage because you're looking for it. So straight
straight.
roll. Perception check. I
Roll
mean,
this
wow.
Sorry, say that again.
What's
Sam.
your max?
My max is 55.
I can't see it. Roll it on the table. Roll it on the
Yeah,
table.
roll again.
Can I take that one? Because that one's going to give me a 14.
Nope. It's not
It's on the
table.
table. I'm gonna grab it though.
8.
8. It's the only picture you can see in the room with the portrait. With the chairs is the one with the man in it. You don't see any other portraits with the chairs in.
Can anyone see a portrait with the chairs in?
Well, that one.
Other than that one?
Well, maybe there's something behind that portrait. It's up in the air. Maybe. I'm not standing on your shoulders, but is there some way we can get it down?
How high is it?
It's about 20 feet in the air.
And there's a big fire underneath it now.
I have
Not
an
that big a
idea.
fire. It's
But
3
it's-
torches. Even for Aubrey, that's a small fire.
It burns!
I have an idea. I want to go so I'm standing side onto the portrait.
Yeah.
If I hit it with one of those blasts, that might either completely destroy it
Yes.
or blow it clean off.
Which is more likely?
I have no idea.
Would also your blast... I mean, I know I took a risk with those creatures, but they were very loud. It's now quite quiet. Surely your noise might bring more attention.
Do you have an alternative?
To hitting a painting with an aggressive attack.
Well, why don't...
Yes.
Well,
What are we doing? I can levitate.
No. Wait, you can levitate?
I can levitate or fly.
Yes, you can cast fly. We could, quite frankly, go around and just take them all down and have a look.
Yeah, or
If we think that's the key one, I can use levitation, save, fly for.
Question: does my great axe? Is it long enough for me to like knock it off the wall?
Yeah, you can reach probably 10 feet.
Yeah. It's too high.
That's
Would
another
you
10
like to
on top of
stand
that.
on my shoulders?
Not particularly.
It would work and it would save Blue doing any magic.
Well, I'll put it this way: would you prefer to stand on my shoulders? I'm a very big lady.
Alright, give me your axe, I'll do it.
Oh yeah, you standing on him would just crash.
Alright.
Okay, you're going to try and put Theren on your shoulders. This is going to be... So, I'd like you both to make either athletics or acrobatics checks for me, please.
I'll take athletics.
Me too. I was gonna win.
13.
13,
Okay.
yeah, Aubrey?
Athletics for me. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay.
Nice.
Without any
That's
issue.
28.
Theren in his armour is heavy, but you grunt, set yourself and push him up. Theren, you are now about 12 feet up.
As in I can reach 12 feet?
So you are. With the great axe, if you hold it, you can
Yeah.
probably reach to about 16 feet. You're still
Fuck.
about four off it.
Levitate or I use the blast. What do we think?
Can I throw Theren up?
You're going to transfer him.
Yep.
Make an athletics check.
Didn't we discuss consent earlier?
That is an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20.
I'll
Okay.
do it. My AC's 19, so that'd probably do it.
It's more the weight of it, but
Yeah.
no, Theren, you see what's happening and you kind of push off, and I'd like you to make an attack roll.
It's probably not anything, is it?
With what modifier?
Just with a weapon. Well, with a great axe, it would just be your
It'll be your strength.
I'm also proficient.
And
with it.
proficiency.
So 15.
15. You manage to just get the axe up and flick it. You're not up there long enough to get
Yeah.
it off.
It's going
You
to
can't
get
push
it down.
it up. It's a heavy portrait, but you get it enough to flick it off the wall temporarily as it lifts out, and you can see flat wall behind it as it crashes
Nice
back
try.
down onto it, held by some rope fixing it to the wall by two large metal pitons in the wall, but there didn't appear to be anything behind it.
I do catch Theren.
Yeah.
It's
You do. It's like a as
Yeah,
he
I
lands
just go,
back down. Yeah.
I walk away. I don't do that. But,
Alright, well that was deeply unpleasant.
nothing.
Nothing under there though.
Okay, well now we know.
What's next? Are there any books in the room?
No books.
So we've got the tables with the goblets.
Yeah.
And
So your large feasting table up the centre of the room. You've got two fireplaces, paintings and tapestries along the walls, a grand high table with 5 chairs and some space around the back, littered in a large amount of clockwork beetles.
the painting with the man, is it the same room? You just said the thrones were in the painting. But is it
No,
the same room? No.
it doesn't appear to be the same room. Now you look at it, the same chairs are in the painting, but he appears to be in some sort of study.
Yeah.
All the chairs in the same configuration.
Yeah.
They're in the same order, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do they look any different?
Yes, they're monochrome, whereas now the 5 chairs, again, have lit up and are back to their original form.
Ew, just thick.
Maybe there's something else somewhere else in this place that we're missing.
You think the combination somewhere else in the mansion?
It's plausible.
I mean, the study's here. The study's, yeah.
If the picture is him in the study,
Yeah.
then
And the book.
logically we need to find the study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I do one last look, like, under the tables to see if anything's been scratched into them or anything like that.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, no, that's going to be like an 8.
No, they're beautifully immaculate tables.
Beautiful. Oh. Alright.
This bloke. No, forget it.
No.
No.
You're thinking
Do
about
we know who he is? Has he got any relevance to our plane?
Make a history check.
Oh, good. Where's my other D?
That one.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had it in your hand.
You had it.
History, so that is 8 minus 1. 7.
7. Not that he rings a bell. No, he's just a generic fancy man of some kind.
Generic
Human?
fancy man.
Now that you look, not human. It looks human, but when you look at the paintings, especially comparing it to the one at the front of the house, there's a little bit of an illusion of scale here. It actually looks like a gnome. He's either been elevated to the front of the picture to give him an appearance of height against things, or sat down with a desk, again, raised and positioned so that he looks a lot bigger.
Right.
We find the study.
Yep, let's keep
Okay.
going.
Okay.
And then we're trying the one on the right?
Yes.
Oh, we'll go back to
The first
Yeah.
floor.
first floor, go to the one on the right.
Good.
Wait, before we go in, can we listen at the door? Make sure there's nothing else
Make
getting
a
out of
perception
it?
check.
Okay. Sorry, I keep doing this.
Again, that's the thing.
9.
The whole sort of
Yeah.
clockwork noise that just resonates through the entire place. It is louder in here. It should be said. You hadn't noticed at the time, but the same clicking is louder in here, but is still sourceless.
Wait, is there a clock in this room?
No.
No, okay. There's a clock downstairs that's broken. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it.
And what was your perception check, sir?
Oh, sorry, it's a 9. Yeah.
A 9. You don't hear anything
Okay,
outside.
okay.
No.
It's completely safe, guys. Oh, okay, the collar. I was like,
Okay.
I thought you were lifting up someone's skirt.
The door's open. As you go out into the hallway, you have a quick look around. There doesn't appear to be anything there. The first thing that immediately takes your attention is where all of the debris was on the right-hand side with the hound. There appears to have been what appear to be brush marks, and everything has been cleared away. There seems to be no evidence of your previous fight.
How convenient. And wait, so if we look down onto the ground floor, as all the cogs from on there gone as well? You know,
Make an investigation check.
I hate this. No, that's a 6.
You can't see.
Can't see
anything,
from here.
no.
Yeah, it's fine. Never mind.
Okay, we go.
Okay, where are you off to?
Right door.
Yeah.
The right door on the first floor.
Yeah.
Yes. Coming from the, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. You make your way into the new room. It is a much smaller room, but still about 35 feet in terms of width. There are several things that draw your attention to the room. It is a kitchen. It appears to be a long set of workbenches. You can see chopping boards,
Just remember the
a
last
sink
kitchen
of
I
some
put you
kind.
through.
Yes. You can see cupboards, pantries, and a large dining table. And sat at the table, sort of hunched over, just with his head in his hands like this, is a dark figure. He doesn't seem to have any particular form or substance, just humanoid, dark, almost sort of absorbing the light around him slightly as he just sort of sits there, not responding to the creak of the door as it opens and the three of you stood there. The kitchen otherwise seems to be fairly regular as a working kitchen in a grand place. There's no evidence of anybody else there. There's no food. There's no activity. There's no particular light in here.
No colour?
No colour.
I reach down to just lay my hand on bear claw.
Yeah.
It's not already in my hand again, is
No.
it? Cool.
Is there anything else in this? Any more doors?
In this room,
In the
make a
kitchen.
perception check. Without going in. If you went in, I'd let you I'd tell you, but
So from the doorway.
Ooh.
Oh, not bad. 14.
14. No, actually, there doesn't appear to be any doors. This appears to be the only way in and out of the room.
Stage whispering, of course.
Of course.
I'm going to go in.
Okay.
Be ready.
We'll have to go in with you.
Yes.
But maybe he should talk aloud. He's very good at talking.
Yeah, not necessarily evil.
Yeah, and you're quite frightening. Sorry, intimidating.
You have a very good presence.
Good Inquisitor, bad Inquisitor.
Sounds good. Okay.
Is there any other kind?
I love
Hello? Sir? So we walk in.
You walk into the room. Yeah.
it.
I draw my sword, but I keep it just sort of behind my back.
Yeah. The creature, sort of heads in his hands, sort of looks up slowly and sort of turns his head to you, but not looking at you because there aren't any eyes or features. It's just a formless shape.
I would like to use Divine Sense.
Okay. Now, what does Divine Sense do?
Holy shit. Literally.
Know the location and type of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet, not behind cover.
Okay. This is a fiend. Specifically, a demon.
Cool.
Its head turning towards Blue, who's the first to enter, and you just hear an echoing but quiet voice, a whisper but powerful, that seems almost in your mind more than it is outspoken, as it just says, "Help me, please." Just without any effort to get up, it just sits at the table.
Blue.
Sure.
It's a demon.
Is that bad?
Quite
Yes.
bad. Even by my standards, it's quite bad.
But is it like they're definitely bad, or it might be a good one out of the blue?
Aubrey, keep an eye on the exit.
Yeah,
Make sure
on
that
it.
nothing comes behind us.
Got it.
Find out what brought it here.
Um,
Do not approach.
Okay.
And don't make any deals.
Okay.
It should also be said that that is a good idea.
You asked for help. What is it that you require help with, friend?
Trapped
We're trapped here.
so long.
Wow.
Please. I must fight. Strength. Please. Release me.
Go no closer.
Oh no, I'm afraid my friend tells me you're a demon. So, so why were you trapped here? Because you were evil, you did bad things.
Trapped. Tricked. So long ago.
That sucks. Trapped by who? The creepy, gnome guy?
Yes.
Oh,
But it is safe here. They do not come in here.
Oh, sweet!
Don't say that out loud.
No, we shouldn't.
And why are you in here?
I was trapped in the castle.
How are you trapped?
I was tricked.
How did they trick you?
Please,
Answer.
you have, I beg, reward I can offer you in return.
What can you offer?
Rest, safety, weapon. I can only be free by fighting the strong, and no one has defeated me.
Why would we free a demon?
Said money and a weapon.
It was more of a rhetorical
Oh,
question.
right.
That means a question that doesn't necessarily have an answer.
Oh, you were asking us? Yeah. No, I see no point in it either.
We shall consider your offer.
He will. I don't think you're creepy.
This room is safe. You can rest here if you win. And I will give you a weapon.
David, is this Fiona talking? The tally is gonna go up if you make a pact with this creature.
Please. I beg.
What happens if we don't win? Which Fiona knows is a very stupid question because we'll die, but that's what Aubrey says out loud.
I will remain trapped here. And you will leave. I cannot kill those I defeat.
I know it's pointless because I have disadvantage, but I want to insight check the demon.
Yeah, go for it.
It's what we.
8.
8. It seems to be a pleading voice. There's genuine desperation there.
What do you know of the other room? The
This,
thrones.
the thrones, I cannot activate.
Do you know how to activate them?
Mortal blood.
In what order?
I don't know, but I can tell you how to find out if you fight me and defeat me and free me. I can only return home.
Where is home?
The abyss.
Oh, what's the abyss?
It would be a lesser evil for a greater good.
Do you only fight one of us or the strongest?
I fight the strong. You are all strong.
Okay, cool.
To be here in this place. It drains me. I have been here so long. I don't remember who I was. Please,
Why don't you just let us kill you then?
because only the strong can free me.
Oh, we're gonna prove itself so that you can.
Yes.
I get it now. Well, this
As-
weapon could be the artifact.
The party
Yeah.
wrestle with this
Yeah.
decision. We are going to call it here for now.
I can't believe
And pick up next time. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the Clockwork Mansion. It's good fun. Hey, you guys have made some good discoveries. No, genuinely,
We've messed around in a room for half an hour going, break her toes, light a fire,
There are
take
patterns.
things off the wall.
happens to this place, like clockwork, you could say.
Oh.
You'll get there. You'll
We're
get there.
narrowing things down.
I know. Scream it out in the comments if you get things that these guys have pissed at. But
Sit on the throne, be careful, it might kill you. Oh,
thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you next time. Bye.
Ah!